Good morning, everyone. Jai Shri Krishna. I hope I'm audible and welcome to this session, which is like on big trade. I'm Varun Agarwal, and as you know, like people know me as an RD professor. So I'll try to cover up concepts which are like related to how you can utilize, how you can ensure that you can understand the trend better. You can understand like where probably how to position your stocks, how to ensure that yes, like which can probably go out and like continue to hit on the higher side or on the lower side. How do we understand this big trade market profile and the D structures better, so that we can position ourselves better? We can understand okay, which stocks are right now in the demand, and possibly like these are the stocks, list of stocks which can go up. So all those things will be covered up. Another thing, like how to set up Ninja Trade, how to like ensure that on Ninja Trader you can have the MZ pack, or maybe let's say suppose if you want to use the big trade, market profile, volume profile, delta profile. So how do we structure the trades, and how do we ensure that yes, like your setup is ready? So all those things will be covered up, and will ensure that all of you understand from the basic to the advanced level. Plus we will have the hand holding for 1 month. So it's for the next 1 month you will have like all your doubts, all your queries, or anything that you need. You can always post it on the group. So the group will be like open after the session. So over there, like any doubt, any query that you come across, you're always welcome to post your doubts, queries. Plus also you're welcome to post your chart on big trade, like in terms of what you see, and like whether you are seeing it on the right side or on the wrong side. So in that way the learning will improve. So it's not just that the 2 days that we are going to have today and tomorrow, but also for the next 1 month we will ensure that all of you are able to understand things better, post your charts better, and then and in fact, like any query or anything that you come across, you will be most welcome to ensure that yes, we will cover up that for you. Another thing, like it's like nearly 10:07 right now, so we will have the session till 11:30. After that we will take a small break for 15 minutes, and then we will continue the session till 1. So this is how we will go about the session. Now the first thing is like which most of you might have in the mind, like in terms of how do we install Ninja Trader, because I think most of you don't have Ninja Trader installed, and you are very new to this particular subject. And in terms of how do you configure your data, how do you configure your charts? So all these things are very simple to do, and it's not difficult at all in terms of like how to integrate all these things. Now first thing is Ninja Trader. Now, what you need to do, there is a website called as ninjatrader.com. Let me show you the website. And at any point in time, like if you come across and if you have any doubt, like feel free to ask me, and you can always put your doubts and queries in the chat box. After that, like we will have a Q&A session as well. And in the Q&A session, we can interact one-to-one, where like all your queries and all your problems will be resolved. Okay. Now, the first thing is like in terms of the Ninja Trader. Now, if you see this Ninja Trader is completely free. So you don't need to pay anything as far as Ninja Trader is concerned. So what you need to do, you need to go to ninjatrader.com. As you can see on my screen, ninjatrader.com is a website. Just like put in your email address over here. Like for example, like I have put in my email address. It will verify the email address. See, valid email address. Click on download. And the moment you click on download, one window will pop up, and you just need to download the Ninja Trader setup on your laptop. And it will only be this particular system will only work on Windows. If you're using Mac, then you must have parallel desktop. Like I'm using Mac, then I am having parallel desktop, and with the help of parallel desktop I can install the system and the software. So I hope like all of you are following this basic step. Are you able to download Ninja Trader setup? Once you download the Ninja Trader setup, just click on it and run the setup. I hope all the participants are able to do that. In case if somebody is facing any difficulty, let me know. Anu, you have not missed anything. You just need to go to ninjatrader.com. Once you go to ninjatrader.com, simply type your email ID. And once you type in your email ID, ensure you click on download. And after downloading it, you will have the Ninja Trader ready. So just execute the file and install the setup for Ninja Trader, so that you have the Ninja Trader in your system. Anyone who is facing any difficulty, feel free to message us, so that you don't have any problem, and you are able to simultaneously see the charts with me, and will ensure that all your activation and everything will be done within no time. So I hope like everybody has downloaded NinjaTrader. So once you click over here on download, it will ask like, do you want free live market data? Click no. You need to click no, and then it will pop up the window and then ensure like the setup is ready. You just need to install the setup. So as you will see, it will like give you this option to download. So simply download this and execute the file. I hope all the people, those who are in the session, they are able to do that. Anyone who is facing any challenge, like just feel free to post your message and we will ensure that you don't have any challenges as far as NinjaTrader is concerned. You will be able to like ensure that yes, you are able to download it and then we can have the data plugged in. Okay. I hope like everybody has done this particular step. You have downloaded it and now like you have already like the NinjaTrader is already there on your system. So once like, for example, you download NinjaTrader, you will see NinjaTrader coming up like this. So you will see this screen. So if your NinjaTrader is ready, you will see this screen something like this, which is like a NinjaTrader setup is ready. You will open NinjaTrader and you will see something like this. Now in your system, because the data is not configured, so you will not see this. It will not be green. So you need to set up the data for the Indian market so that you can analyze charts on BigTrade. And that is also a pretty simple process. But I hope like everybody is still here. Anyone who is still left, kindly say like if you are still behind, just let me know. And if all of you are done, then we can move to the next step and we can ensure that yes, your even data is coming and you can even okay. So Uma is saying that you are a bit behind. Okay, fair enough. So we'll wait for another a minute or so. uh, Anu, you are sharing a Zoom link. uh, any reasons like for sharing the Zoom link? Okay, Mr. Mukesh is saying that he's still a little behind. No worries. Just ensure that all of you install the setup, run NinjaTrader, and then you will see a window like this on your NinjaTrader screen. Atul sir, can you see like I think Anu is facing some sort of an issue. If you can probably help her, I think maybe you can connect her on personal chat, and I think you can resolve the issue for her.
Right. Anu, can you just send out your number and details? I'll just try and connect with you.
Okay, Mukesh, I hope like you're done, and also like Uma, I hope like you have also completed the setup process. No worries, like those who are facing an issue, no worries, like we can wait for a minute, no worries. No. Okay, now Ashish, what issue you are facing? Like what is the issue that you are getting? Like if you can probably share a screenshot or type it like in terms of what issue you are facing, will help out. Dishant, you can just see the query of Ashish Kumar also and probably help him in terms of like what issue he is facing. आप एक बार कनेक्ट कर लो और मदद कर दीजिए कि क्या एक तरीके से उनको इशू आ रहा है जिससे कि सॉर्ट आउट हो जाए प्रॉब्लम आपको उनको नहीं आएगा. ओके संतोष जी लाइक यू आर डन. दैट्स ग्रेट. लेट्स सी. In the meanwhile others, I hope like all of you are done. Okay, great. So Gaurav, you are done. Yes, in case like अगर आपका सिस्टम जो है 64 बिट है तो आप 64 बिट का वर्जन ही यूज करिए। एंड आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, दो आइकन्स बने होंगे निंजा ट्रेडर के आशीष आपके सिस्टम के ऊपर। तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, 64 बिट का वर्जन आप अगर सपोज कर रहे हैं तो आपको 64 बिट वाली फाइल यूज करनी पड़ेगी, जिससे कि आपको परेशानी ना आए, दिक्कत ना आए। ट्राई डूइंग इट और आपको फिर आसानी से हो जाएगा, ज्यादा मुश्किल नहीं है। ये जैसे निशांत आपको बता रहा है कि आप सिर्फ निंजा ट्रेडर के 64 बिट के प्रोसेस के ऊपर क्लिक कर दीजिए, आपका काम हो जाएगा, लॉगिन हो जाएगा आपका। I hope all others are done. If you are done, like kindly confirm, or if anyone is left, just let me know so that we can just help you out and आपका immediately एक तरीके से login हो जाए। Okay. Mukesh is saying that the installation is taking time. So no worries, like we can wait for you. You can just like install it. Anu, I hope like your problem is resolved. Okay. Is Atul sir, are you connected with her? निशांत, एक बार आप सिस्टम देखेंगे कि क्या एक तरीके से कहाँ पे वो मिस कर रहे हैं, जिससे कि आसानी से हो जाए और आप वो कर पाए। संजय, आपका जो क्वेरी आ रहा है कि लाइक यू हैव जस्ट जॉइंड, आइडियली लाइक थोड़ा सा आपको टाइमली ज्वाइन करना चाहिए था। मैं फिर भी एक बार बहुत क्विकली प्रोसेस रिपीट कर देता हूँ। जस्ट गो टू ninjatrader.com। यहाँ पे डाउनलोड का ऑप्शन आएगा, आप अपना ईमेल आईडी करके पहले आप निंजा ट्रेडर पे जाइए, इस तरीके से ninjatrader.com पे जाइएगा। ninjatrader.com पे जाने के बाद आपको अपना ईमेल एड्रेस यहाँ पे डालना है। ईमेल एड्रेस डालने के बाद यहाँ पे लिखा आएगा ऑप्शन डाउनलोड का, डाउनलोड करेंगे आप। यहाँ पे आप लिखेंगे डू यू वांट फ्री लाइव मार्केट डेटा, आप इसको नो कर दीजिएगा। नो करने के बाद आपके पास ऑप्शन आएगा, और वो जो आपके पास ऑप्शन आएगा आप वहां से डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं निंजा ट्रेडर। एक बार आपने निंजा ट्रेडर डाउनलोड करा, उसको रन करिए। रन करने के बाद जैसे विंडो आपको मेरे पास दिख रही है उस तरीके से विंडो आपको आपको दिखेगी अपनी स्क्रीन के ऊपर। आई होप लाइक यू आर क्लियर विद द प्रोसेस। ये छोटा सा स्टेप आपको फॉलो करना है। ओके, ग्रेट। Anu, Dishant can call you, like you can just share your number to Dishant and Dishant will give you a call, और वो आपका इंस्टॉलेशन का सेटअप एक तरीके से करवा देंगे। इन दी मीन वाइल जिन लोगों का हो गया है, जो लोग ट्राई कर रहे हैं, गुड इनफ। जिनको एक आधे जने को कोई जो डिफिकल्टी आ रही है, दैट इज फाइन। जिन लोगों का अभी तक नहीं हुआ है, एंड वो लोग एक बार दिशांत को कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए या मिस्टर अतुल जैन को कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए, दे विल हेल्प यू आउट। आप क्या करिए, जिन लोगों का सेटअप कंप्लीट हो गया है, गो टू ट्रू डेटा। आप ट्रू डेटा की वेबसाइट पे जाइए, truedata.in, और ट्रू डेटा की वेबसाइट के ऊपर यहाँ पे एक ऑप्शन आता है लॉगिन करने का। लॉगिन कर लीजिए, और लॉगिन करके यहाँ पे आपके पास आएगा साइन अप हेयर। तो आपको ये साइन अप करना है, रजिस्टर करना है। रजिस्टर करके यहाँ पे आपको ट्रू डेटा वेलोसिटी पे टिक करना रहेगा। ये तो अपनी डिटेल्स फिलअप कर दीजिएगा, ट्रू डेटा वेलोसिटी पे कर दीजिएगा, एंड देन आई हैव रेड दी कंडीशंस, वो क्लिक करके आपका इजीली एक तरीके से ट्रू डेटा से क्या होगा, आपको एक तरीके से डेटा मिल जाएगा, और हम लोग डेटा को इजीली गैदर कर पाएंगे, जिससे कि आप लोग इजीली इस चीज को कर पाएंगे। आपके पास सिस्टम पे डेटा आएगा, जैसे मेरे सिस्टम पे दिखेगा। सो आई होप लाइक आप सब लोग ये कर पा रहे हैं स्टेप। आपको रजिस्टर करना है, अपना नाम इसमें यहाँ पे डाल दीजिएगा, जिससे कि आप लोग एक तरीके से फ्री डेटा के लिए रजिस्टर कर पाए। यहाँ पे आपका एक तरीके से फ्री डेटा मिल जाएगा। एक और चीज, जितने लोग भी रजिस्टर कर रहे हैं, आप लोग प्लीज अपना नाम और अपना मोबाइल नंबर और टेलीफोन नंबर डायरेक्टली दिशांत को मैसेज कर दीजिएगा। उससे आपको 9 डेज का फ्री ट्रायल ट्रू डेटा से मिल जाएगा। तो जो भी लोग एक तरीके से ट्रू डेटा की वेबसाइट पर रजिस्टर कर रहे हैं, आप लोग क्या करिए, यहाँ पे अपना नाम, अपना ईमेल आईडी और अपना मोबाइल नंबर दिशांत को मैसेज कर दीजिए, जिससे कि आप लोगों का एक्टिवेशन तुरंत हो जाए। और आप लोग ट्रू डेटा का जब आपका एक्टिवेशन हो जाएगा, तो यहाँ पे हम कॉन्फ़िगर कर लेंगे। और जैसे मेरे सिस्टम के ऊपर यहाँ पे आपको ग्रीन दिख रहा है, इस तरीके से आपको यहाँ पे ग्रीन लाइट दिखेगी। इसका मतलब क्या है कि आपका डेटा कनेक्टेड है। जब आपका डेटा कनेक्टेड होगा, तो जैसे चार्ट आप मेरे पास देख पा रहे हैं, इस तरीके से बबल चार्ट या बॉक्स चार्ट, आपके पास भी बबल चार्ट और बॉक्स चार्ट आ जाएंगे। बट एक बार आप पहले डेटा को कनेक्ट कर लीजिए, सो दैट योर डेटा इज इंटीग्रेटेड, और आप इजीली इस चीज को कर पाए। आई होप एवरीबडी इज एबल टू डू दिस। इट्स अ बेसिक स्टेप, सिंपल स्टेप है, और जिससे कि आपका सिस्टम इंटीग्रेट हो जाए और आप इजीली कर पाएंगे इन चीजों को। आप लोगों को डिफिकल्टी नहीं आएगी उससे। ओके, देयर इज आई थिंक वन क्वेरी फ्रॉम हर्ष। हर्ष, दिशांत, एक बार आप हर्ष को भी कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए, सो दैट वी कैन जस्ट लाइक हेल्प हिम आउट, और जो भी वो डिफिकल्टी फेस कर रहे हैं, दैट कैन बी रिजॉल्व। एक और चीज, इन दी मीन वाइल, जिन लोगों का ट्रू डेटा के ऊपर रजिस्ट्रेशन हो गया है, आप लोगों ने सेटअप कर लिया है, मैं आप सब लोगों के साथ एक सेटअप मैंने चैट बॉक्स में शेयर किया है। सो इन दी चैट बॉक्स, इफ यू सी, देयर इज वन लिंक दैट आई हैव शेयर्ड। तो जब आपका निंजा ट्रेडर इंस्टॉल हो जाए और ट्रू डेटा इंटीग्रेट हो जाए, तो आप ये लिंक से एक फाइल मैंने भेजी है एमजेड की, लेटेस्ट एमजेड पैक है। वो एमजेड पैक को आप क्या कर सकते हैं, इंस्टॉल कर लीजिए। और जब आप ये इंस्टॉल करेंगे, तो आपका उस वक्त निंजा ट्रेडर बंद होना चाहिए। सो इफ योर निंजा ट्रेडर इज क्लोज्ड एट दैट पॉइंट इन टाइम, तभी आप उस इंस्टॉलेशन फाइल को रन करेंगे। जिन लोगों को ट्रू डेटा का रजिस्ट्रेशन करना है, ट्रू डेटा का रजिस्ट्रेशन करने का तरीका ये है। एंड आप हर एक चीज देखिएगा कि अगर आप सपोज भेज रहे हैं, तो सीधे दिशांत को भेजिएगा, नॉट टू एवरीवन। जितने भी लोग एक तरीके से ट्रू डेटा रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए अपना ईमेल एड्रेस और अपना नाम और साथ में मोबाइल नंबर भेज रहे हैं, काइंडली सेंड डायरेक्टली टू दिशांत रेदर देन टू एवरीवन, जिससे कि क्या हो कि दिशांत उसको अपने पास रिकॉर्ड करता रहेगा। ठीक है। एंड आई होप लाइक आप लोगों को मैंने एक ट्रांसफर लिंक भेजा है, वी ट्रांसफर का। उस लिंक से आप क्या कर सकते हैं, डायरेक्टली एमजेड पैक, क्योंकि ये जो आप चार्ट्स देख रहे हैं, चाहे हमारे को बॉक्स चार्ट लगाने हैं, बबल चार्ट लगाने हैं, ये चार्ट आपके पास तब आएंगे जब आपके पास एक्चुअल में एमजेड पैक आ रहा होगा। तो मैंने आपको एमजेड पैक भेजा है। एमजेड पैक का आप एक तरीके से क्लिक करिए, इंस्टॉल कर लीजिए, और एमजेड पैक इंस्टॉल करने के बाद आपका एक तरीके से फ्री ट्रायल एक्टिवेट हो जाएगा। उससे आप इस तरीके से चार्ट्स को एनालाइज कर सकते हैं। जैसे मेरे पास आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे चार्ट्स आ रहे हैं, और अगर आप देखोगे तो लाइक इन टर्म्स ऑफ आई एम एबल टू सी ऑल दी चार्ट्स इंडिकेटर्स के अंदर मेरे पे बिग ट्रेड आ रहा है, उसकी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन आ रही है, वो तभी आप कर पाएंगे जब आपके पास ये एक तरीके से आप इंस्टॉलेशन कर लेंगे। एंड देन लाइक वी विल इंश्योर कि आपको ये सारे के सारे कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आए, यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड लाइक व्हाट इज बिग ट्रेड ऑल अबाउट, व्हाट इज मार्केट प्रोफाइल ऑल अबाउट, डेल्टा वॉल्यूम्स क्या होती हैं, इन सारी चीजों के बारे में हम लोग एक तरीके से समझ लेंगे एंड इट विल बिकम वेरी वेरी इजी। वरुण, मैंने एक आप जो मांग रहे हैं दोबारा से मैंने लिंक भेज दिया है, एंड इफ यू सी योर चैट बॉक्स आपको लिंक मिल गया होगा। बाकी जिन लोगों को इनिशियल इशू आ रहा था, आशीष आपका सिस्टम स्टार्ट हो गया है क्या? आई होप लाइक आपको जो इनिशियल इशू आ रहा था वो चल गया है। एंड मुकेश, आई होप लाइक यू आर ऑल्सो डन, आपका जो इनिशियल चैलेंज था वो भी एक तरीके से दूर हो गया होगा, चालू हो गया है सिस्टम आपका, ठीक है, ग्रेट। Uma is saying that you are facing an issue, so okay Mukesh, great, आपने लॉग इन कर लिया है। उमा, यू कैन डायरेक्टली मैसेज दिशांत एंड प्रोबेबली ही कैन कॉल यू अप, और आपका एक तरीके से जो क्वेरी है वो रिजॉल्व हो जाएगा। आप एक डायरेक्ट मैसेज छोड़ दीजिए दिशांत के लिए एंड अपना नंबर दे दीजिए, सो दिशांत विल जस्ट गिव यू अ रिंग एंड ही विल इंश्योर कि आपको एक तरीके से आपका जो क्वेरी है वो सॉल्व हो जाए। एंड आई शेयर दी नंबर विद यू, अगर आपको सपोज आप डायरेक्ट कॉल करना चाहते हैं तो यू कैन कॉल दिशांत एज वेल। मैंने आपको नंबर एक तरीके से चैट बॉक्स के अंदर प्रोवाइड कर दिया है, यू कैन जस्ट कॉल हिम एंड वो आपकी क्वेरी को रिजॉल्व कर देंगे। तो इंस्टेंटली क्या होगा कि आपका एक तरीके से प्रॉब्लम जो है रिजॉल्व हो जाएगी। ग्रेट। एंड आई होप आप सब लोगों को एमजेड फाइल डाउनलोड हो गई है। बाकी लोगों ने निंजा निंजा आपको एक बार क्लोज करना पड़ेगा। निंजा क्लोज करने के बाद आप एक तरीके से एमजेड की फाइल चलाएंगे, रन करेंगे, और फिर आप जब निंजा ओपन करेंगे तो वो पूछेगा डू यू वांट टू एक्टिवेट एमजेड पैक ट्रायल, तो आप उसको यस कर दीजिएगा। उससे आपका एमजेड पैक का ट्रायल एक तरीके से आपको मिल जाएगा। जिन भी लोगों को इशू आ रहा है, आई एम लाइक पोस्टिंग दिशांत नंबर इन दी चैट बॉक्स, जिससे कि आप लोगों को इशू ना आए, आप लोग इजीली सब लोग इंस्टॉल कर पाए। आई होप लाइक आई हैव पोस्टेड अ दिशांत नंबर। एक बार ट्रू डेटा का लॉगिन प्रोसेस में दोबारा समझा देता हूँ। आपको ये जाना है ट्रू डेटा की वेबसाइट के ऊपर, ये मैंने लिंक शेयर कर दिया है ट्रू डेटा का, दोबारा से जाइए, यहाँ पे आप अपना नाम और नंबर करके रजिस्टर कर लीजिए। यहाँ पे ट्रू डेटा वेलोसिटी को आपको एक तरीके से टिक करना है एंड देन सिंपली रजिस्टर। आप रजिस्टर करेंगे तो आपका ट्रायल एक तरीके से रजिस्टर हो जाएगा और आपको फ्री ट्रायल मिल जाएगा ट्रू डेटा की तरफ से। और इनकेस अगर किसी के पास डेटा पहले से ही आ रहा है, लाइक आप लोग एमी ब्रोकर या किसी से भी डेटा फीड लेते हैं पहले से, देन दैट्स गुड इनफ। लाइक आपका डेटा अगर पहले से ही कॉन्फ़िगर्ड है तो आपको डेटा की ज़रूरत नहीं है, अगर आपके सिस्टम में पहले से ही डेटा आ रहा है तो। आई होप लाइक दैट इज क्लियर। सो क्या आप सब लोगों का सिस्टम रेडी हो गया है? कैन आई मूव फर्दर? अगर आप में से कोई भी पीछे है या लाइक इफ यू आर स्टिल बिहाइंड, जस्ट लीव अ मैसेज, एल्स लाइक वी विल मूव टू दी मेजर कॉन्सेप्ट कि किस तरीके से आप यहाँ पे बिग ट्रेड के ऊपर अपने ट्रेड्स को आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं और सही ट्रेड्स समझ सकते हैं कि यस ये सेटअप पे बन रहा है, यहाँ से भागेगा ही भागेगा, चाहे वो इंडेक्स हो, चाहे वो स्टॉक्स हो, चाहे आपने बोला कि मैं कमोडिटी मार्केट को एनालाइज कर रहा हूँ या करेंसी मार्केट को एनालाइज कर रहा हूँ, यू कैन एनालाइज एनीथिंग। और आप देखोगे कि नॉर्मली जो भी आप देखेंगे आपको एडवांस में पता रहेगा कि यस दिस इज समथिंग विच इज हैपनिंग, एंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ द डेटा यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि मार्केट की डायरेक्शन कहाँ जाने वाली है, ऊपर जाएगी या नीचे जाएगा, एक स्टॉक यहाँ से कितना बढ़ना चाहिए, कैसे हम आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, हमारे टारगेट्स क्या होंगे, हमारे स्टॉप लॉसेस कैसे हम आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, वो सारी चीजें हम लोग एक तरीके से इसमें सीखने वाले हैं, कवर करने वाले हैं। So is everybody done? If someone is still behind, just let me know. And else like I'm just moving further, and we will start with the in terms of like how to understand these terms and how to ensure कि ये सारी चीजें हो जाए. Can you share the link of the MZ? Yes, I can share the link again. तो मैं वी ट्रांसफर का लिंक आपको दोबारा भेज देता हूँ. ये मैंने एक बार वी ट्रांसफर का लिंक दोबारा भेज दिया आप लोगों को. अगर आप लिंक पे क्लिक करेंगे तो एक MZ की फाइल डाउनलोड हो जाएगी, और वो आपको फाइल करने के बाद क्या करना है, उसको बस इंस्टॉल करना है. वरुण, यू आर सेइंग दैट आप इंस्टॉल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. ज्यादा मुश्किल कुछ नहीं है उसके अंदर. आपने आपने वो लिंक आपका आ गया क्या आपके पास? ओके. सो अगर आपके पास एक बार लिंक है तो वो लिंक से आप डाउनलोड करिए. उससे आपको इजीली एक तरीके से आप बस उसको रन कर दीजिएगा. EXE फाइल होगी. EXE फाइल को आप अपने सिस्टम पे रन कर दीजिएगा. रन करने के बाद निंजा ट्रेडर ओपन करना है आपको. तब आपके पास एक ऑप्शन पॉपअप होगी. जब आप रन कर देंगे, रन करने के बाद आपको क्या करना है, यहाँ पे आप जाइएगा. मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ प्रोसेस. ये निंजा ट्रेडर के अंदर जाएंगे आप. निंजा ट्रेडर के अंदर सबसे पहले आपको जाना है न्यू चार्ट के ऊपर. ये तो बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जिनको शायद चार्ट लगाना भी नहीं आता होगा. तो आप बड़े ध्यान से देखिएगा, समझिएगा, सो दैट ऑल ऑफ यू कैन पुट दी चार्ट ऑन द सिस्टम. गो टू न्यू, क्लिक ऑन चार्ट. वंस यू विल क्लिक ऑन चार्ट, तो ये आपसे पूछेगा यहाँ पे एक तरीके से कि आपको कौन से स्क्रिप्ट का चार्ट लगाना है. सपोज मैंने बोला आई वांट टू पुट इन निफ्टी. सो मैंने यहाँ पे क्या किया, आप देखोगे तो यहाँ पे एक तरीके से सारा डेटा मेरे पास आ गया. अब मैंने बोला निफ्टी अंडरस्कोर आए. सपोज मैंने यहाँ पे निफ्टी टाइप कर दिया एंड निफ्टी अंडरस्कोर आए. तो जैसे ही मैं अंडरस्कोर आई करूंगा तो बाय डिफॉल्ट अगर आप देखोगे तो मेरे पे निफ्टी का ही अक्टूबर फ्यूचर आ गया. मैंने निफ्टी का अक्टूबर फ्यूचर सिलेक्ट कर लिया. देन आप में से काफी सारे लोग ऐसे होंगे, मोस्ट ऑफ यू विल नॉट सी दिस ऑप्शन टिक रीप्ले. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू सी दिस ऑप्शन ऑफ टिक रीप्ले? जिन लोगों का ये सिस्टम ऑलरेडी इंस्टॉल हो गया है, आई एम श्योर लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ यू मे नॉट बी एबल टू सी दिस ऑप्शन. टिक रीप्ले का ऑप्शन आपको नहीं दिख रहा होगा. इन केस इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू सी दिस ऑप्शन, टिक रीप्ले आपको नहीं आ रहा है और आपके सिस्टम के अंदर मिसिंग आ रहा है, तो आपको क्या करना है, यहाँ पे इसको कैंसिल करिएगा. अपने कंट्रोल सेंटर के अंदर दोबारा जाइएगा. कंट्रोल सेंटर के अंदर आपके पास टूल्स आते हैं. टूल्स के अंदर यू नीड टू गो टू ऑप्शंस. सो वंस यू क्लिक ऑन टूल्स यू विल गो टू ऑप्शंस. आपके ऑप्शंस के अंदर क्या होगा, अगर आप देखोगे तो यहाँ पे आपके पास एक तरीके से आपको क्या क्या चीजें चाहिए. तो ये यहाँ पे आपके पास एक तरीके से ट्रेड रिलेटेड डेटा आ रहा है. एक चीज अगर आप देखोगे, ज्यादातर ये ध्यान रखिएगा कि आपके सिस्टम के ऊपर जो भी ये डेटा आ रहा है, ये डेटा के अंदर हमें टिक रिप्ले चाहिए. तो आपको मार्केट डेटा में जाना है. दिस इज वन ऑप्शन कॉल्ड एज मार्केट डेटा. इन मार्केट डेटा यू नीड टू क्लिक ऑन टिक रिप्ले. टिक रिप्ले से क्या होगा कि जो हमारे को एक तरीके से डेटा चाहिए, जो हमारे सिस्टम पे ये बताएगा कि एक समय पे एट दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट हाउ मेनी लॉट्स आर बीइंग बॉट बाय बिग ट्रेडर्स, वो हमारे को क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी कि इतने लॉट्स इतने बड़े ट्रेडर्स ने एक तरीके से खरीदे एक बारी के अंदर या बेचे हैं. तो आप इजीली उससे फिगर आउट कर पाएंगे. तो ये टिक रिप्ले का ऑप्शन बाय डिफॉल्ट ऑन नहीं होता निंजा ट्रेडर के अंदर. जिन लोगों ने पहली बार निंजा ट्रेडर इंस्टॉल किया है, तो यू गो टू लाइक ऑप्शंस. ऑप्शंस के अंदर मार्केट डेटा. इन मार्केट डेटा क्लिक ऑन टिक रिप्ले. वंस यू टिक ऑन टिक रिप्ले, आप इसको ओके कर दीजिएगा, आपका टिक रिप्ले आ जाएगा. आई होप लाइक एवरीबडी इज स्टिल हियर. एनीवन हु इज स्टिल लेफ्ट, सबका आ गया टिक रिप्ले? यू कैन ऑलवेज से यस इन द चैट बॉक्स. अगर आप लोगों का हो गया है तो आ गया है तो जस्ट लाइक सिंपली से यस. अभी नहीं आया हर्ष आपका, ठीक है. क्या आप लोगों का निंजा ट्रेडर आ गया? ओके, सही है. शाकिर अभी नहीं आया. क्या आप लोगों के पास निंजा ट्रेडर आ रहा है? आई रिपीट, आपको टूल्स में जाना है. लॉगिन करने के बाद टूल्स में जाने के बाद ऑप्शंस में जाना है. यहाँ पे ऑप्शंस में जाइए. ऑप्शंस में जाने के बाद यहाँ पे मार्केट डेटा में जाइए. मार्केट डेटा के अंदर इफ यू विल सी, यहाँ पे आपके पास एक ऑप्शन आएगा टिक रिप्ले. इट विल नॉट वर्क ऑन आईपैड. आपके पास सिस्टम के अंदर आना चाहिए. इट विल नॉट वर्क ऑन आईपैड. सो इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप ये डेटा एक तरीके से लैपटॉप में ही चलेगा, आईपैड में नहीं काम करेगा। तो संजय जी आप अगर इसको आईपैड में जाने की कोशिश करेंगे तो पॉसिबल नहीं है। इट हैज टू लाइक बी इन दी लैपटॉप, तभी वो एक तरीके से आपके सिस्टम पे कॉन्फ़िगर होकर चल पाएगा। तो यहाँ पे टिक कर दीजिएगा, शो टिक रिप्ले में ओके कर दीजिएगा। ओके, देन देयर इज वन क्वेरी फ्रॉम सैयद, आई हैव ओपनड निंजा ट्रेडर बट नो पॉपअप ऑफ एमजेड। तो आप जब निंजा ट्रेडर ओपन करेंगे तो आपको पॉपअप कैसे आएगा एमजेड का? आपको नया चार्ट लगाना है, तो मैं आपको पॉपअप करने का तरीका बता देता हूँ। सो व्हाट इज द मैकेनिज्म जिससे कि आप एक तरीके से पॉपअप करके ये काम कर सकते हैं। नाउ यहाँ पे आप जाएंगे न्यू, न्यू के अंदर एक तरीके से यहाँ पे जाइए चार्ट में। चार्ट में जाने के बाद जब आप चार्ट में जाएंगे तो यहाँ पे टाइप करिएगा कोई से भी चार्ट का नाम। सपोज मैंने बोला निफ्टी लगानी है मेरे को, सो आई हैव टाइप निफ्टी, निफ्टी अंडरस्कोर आई, विच मीन्स निफ्टी अक्टूबर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, फर्स्ट मंथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। सो इफ आई गो टू निफ्टी अक्टूबर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, this is nifty october contract, and you will click on nifty october contract, click on tick replay, and then like once you will load your chart, it will ask do you want to activate the free trial or you don't want to activate the free trial. ओके, अभी आया क्या? अभी भी आपके पास आप कह रहे हैं ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा। एक बार आप क्या करिए, लाइक जस्ट इफ यू कैन कनेक्ट विद दिशांत, मैंने ऊपर दिशांत का नंबर शेयर किया था, एक बार आप दिशांत से कनेक्ट करिए एंड ही विल सी कि आपके सिस्टम के अंदर क्या एरर आ रहा है या क्यों आपके पास एक तरीके से ऑप्शन नहीं आ रहा। आई होप आपने EXE फाइल रन कर दिया है। तो आई होप आपका EXE फाइल ऑलरेडी चल चुका है और MZ पैक का आपने इंस्टॉलेशन कर लिया था। देन इट शुड कम। इन केस अगर नहीं आ रहा तो आप एक बार चार्ट लोड करेंगे, ओके करेंगे यहाँ पे, तो पूछेगा पॉपअप तुरंत ही कि कितने समय का आपको चाहिए। सपोज मैंने यहाँ पे 10 मिनट का चार्ट लगाया निफ्टी का, 10 मिनट्स, मैंने इसको 5 दिन का डेटा ले रहा हूँ, या लेट्स सपोज मैंने 25 डेज का डेटा लिया और मैंने यहाँ पे ओके किया। जैसे ही मैं उसको ओके करूंगा तो आप देखेंगे मेरे पास एक नया चार्ट लोड हो रहा है। अब अगर आपके पास MZ पैक आपने पहली बार इंस्टॉल किया है तो वो यहाँ पे आपको जब चार्ट लोड हो रहा होगा तो पॉपअप देगा और इंस्टेंटली आपको फर्स्ट टाइम एक तरीके से पॉपअप मिल जाएगा और उसके हिसाब से आप इजीली कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं कि वेदर लाइक आपके पास एक तरीके से चार्ट आपका आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा। एक और चीज, इन केस अगर उसके बाद भी आपको एक इशू आ रहा है, आप सिंपल चार्ट लगाएंगे, इंडिकेटर में जाइए और यहाँ चेक करिए कि क्या आपके पास MZ पैक आ रहा है। नए चार्ट पे इंडिकेटर, इंडिकेटर दबाने के बाद आपको यहाँ पे एक ऑप्शन दिखेगा MZ पैक। तो अगर ये MZ पैक आ रहा है इसका मतलब आपके सिस्टम के अंदर MZ पैक आ चुका है। Okay, Anu, you are saying that you are not able to connect with Dishant. Let me share another number and I'm sure like आपको हेल्प मिल जाएगी। ओके ग्रेट। सो आपको MZ पैक दिख रहा है? MZ पैक जब दिख रहा है सही है तो आप यहाँ पे जाइए MZ पैक के अंदर और यहाँ पे एक कोई सा भी इंडिकेटर लगा लीजिए। सपोज आपने बोला मेरे को बिग ट्रेड लगाना है, इस पर डबल क्लिक करिए, जैसे ही वो नीचे आ जाएगा ओके कर दीजिएगा और वो आपका MZ पैक लग जाएगा। और फिर वो आपसे पूछेगा ट्रायल आपके लिए कि आपके लिए आपके पास ट्रायल आ रहा है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली आप उसको फ्री ट्रायल को एक्टिवेट कर दीजिएगा। Anu, if you are not able to connect with Dishant, let me share another number. मैं आपके साथ एक नंबर शेयर कर रहा हूँ अभीत का एंड यू कैन जस्ट लाइक कनेक्ट विद अभीत और आपका आपका जो क्वेरी है वो रिजॉल्व हो जाएगा। आई जस्ट शेयर द नंबर जैसे कि आपका क्वेरी रिजॉल्व हो। लेट मी शेयर दिस। Okay, so in case like anyone is facing an issue, I'll just help you out. See, the only problem is, Anu, like I could very well like send you an email. The only problem is अगर आप suppose देखोगे तो निंजा का setup normally लोग कर नहीं पाते हैं without like the help. Another thing, maybe like we might take 5 or 10 minutes more जिससे कि आपका एक तरीके से help आपको मिल जाए और आपका setup हो जाए. But the only challenge is कि अगर आप suppose देखोगे तो बहुत सारे challenge इनिशियली जब आप निंजा कॉन्फ़िगर करते हैं फर्स्ट टाइम, सो आप फेस कर सकते हैं. लेटर ऑन आपको एक तरीके से ये चैलेंज नहीं आने वाला है, आप इजीली इसको कर पाएंगे. अभी तो लाइक इफ यू कैन हेल्प आउट मिस अनु, तो आपका एक तरीके से हो जाएगा और उनको इशू नहीं आएगा. एक और चीज, आई थिंक इफ यू आर फेसिंग अ ट्रायल इशू, लेट मी जस्ट हेल्प यू आउट वेरी क्विकली. आप लोगों को इशू नहीं आएगा. जस्ट अ सेकेंड, लेट मी शेयर वन मोर लिंक. लेट मी शेयर अ सिंपल ड्राइव लिंक जिससे कि आप सब लोग इजीली कर पाए. जस्ट अ सेकेंड. आई हैव शेयर्ड वन गूगल ड्राइव लिंक विद ऑल ऑफ यू. एक मैंने गूगल ड्राइव लिंक आपके साथ शेयर किया है और आप सब लोग वो गूगल ड्राइव लिंक से एक तरीके से लॉगिन कर सकते हैं. आप अगर आपका एमजेड पैक नहीं चल रहा है किसी का, तो आप ये वाली फाइल, ट्रायल फाइल डाउनलोड करिए एक बार और ट्रायल फाइल से ट्राई करिए कि आपका एमजेड पैक एक तरीके से एक्टिव हो जाएगा. आपने अगर ट्रू डेटा पे लॉगिन कर लिया है तो आपके ट्रायल आईडी आपके ईमेल पे आ जाएगी. एंड लाइक यू विल रिसीव एन ईमेल फ्रॉम ट्रू डेटा फॉर योर ट्रायल लाइसेंस. यू जस्ट नीड टू एक्टिवेट योर ट्रायल लाइसेंस. I hope like Sai, you are clear regarding the same. So once you have logged into True Data, you will receive an email from True Data, and they will give you the user ID and password for your True Data login. And then you can simply go and click like activate your trial. And after that, you will see that your data plan will be coming. Another thing, just ensure that once your True Data is there, and especially like people those who are new in the system, just try to see the settings which I am trying to show you. What you need to do, you need to go to your control center. Those who already have the True Data ID and password, you need to go to your settings, go to connections. In connections you will see my True Data. In case if you are not able to see this, you need to click on configure. So you need to click here on configure. Once you will click on configure, you just need to go down and like you will see True Data here. Click here on True Data, and once you will click on True Data, you will see True Data like this. Then what you need to do, you need to like put over here True Data and True Data. So your password, like your username will be True Data, your password will be True Data, and it will work. So something like this, which you see on my system, and automatically your like just click apply, okay, it will be configured, and you will see this green dot here at the bottom of, like, as you can see over here, left bottom, this is green. In case if your data is not coming, this will be yellow. So if your data is coming, this will turn green. Okay. So you need to configure True Data in Ninja first. Ensure that like in your name, like it's not my True Data, just simply like take True Data here. Same like username and password should be same, and then simply apply it, and it will start working. Okay, for true data activation, I repeat the process. Go to control center. In control center, go to connections. In connections, configure. In configure, like just when you go down, you will see true data. Click on true data, and once you click on true data, you will see here my true data. And then simply like you have to just configure your Ninja settings. Just delete this. Write true data here. Copy this. Paste in username and password and apply. It will work. Varun, I hope like you have used the new link, the Google Drive link which I have shared for MZ pack. आई होप आप सब लोगों को एक तरीके से आपके MZ पैक के ऊपर जो मैंने एक लिंक दिया है वो आप उससे डाउनलोड कर पा रहे हैं। MZ पैक के ऊपर वो एक गूगल ड्राइव का लिंक है, उस लिंक से आप एक तरीके से डाउनलोड कर लीजिए और इजीली हो जाएगा। एक और चीज लाइक आई होप लाइक आपको बेसिक प्रोसेस सबको क्लियर है और आपको समझ में आ रहा है। ब्लॉक नहीं है, अगर ब्लॉक आ रहा है तो आपके पास विंडोज में ऑप्शन आती है, 3 डॉट्स ऊपर बने आते हैं, रन एनीवेज, तो आप उसको रन कर दीजिए तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपका चल जाएगा। Those are basic window settings. Now the idea and the purpose over here was just to help you out of the way कि आप लोग एक तरीके से समझ पाए कि किस तरीके से आपको ये सेटअप करना है। Now let's try and understand these concepts जिससे कि आप लोग अप्लाई भी कर पाए। एक और बात, अगर सपोज मान लीजिए जो लोग नहीं कर पा रहे या जिनका सिस्टम सेट नहीं हो पा रहा, you don't need to worry too much. We'll ensure that after the session, Dishant will help you to like individually एंड आपके सिस्टम के ऊपर सेटिंग्स जो हैं वो खो जाएंगे। सो विल एंश्योर दैट एवरीबडी इज डन विद द प्रोसेस और सबका सिस्टम जो है वो सेट हो जाए एंड इट इज अप एंड रनिंग टुडे। सो आफ्टर द सेशन व्हाट विल हैपन लाइक वी विल एंश्योर दैट ऑल ऑफ यू विल गेट द कॉल एंड आप लोगों का सिस्टम क्या है हम लोग कॉन्फ़िगर करवा देंगे, सेटअप करा देंगे सो दैट ऑल ऑफ यू कैन रन एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि किस तरीके से ये पूरा प्रोसेस होना है। बट आई होप आप लोगों को बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग समझ में आ गई, एक प्रोसेस समझ में आ गया। नाउ व्हाट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट इज दैट वी अंडरस्टैंड दीज कॉन्सेप्ट्स, क्योंकि अगर हम ये कॉन्सेप्ट समझ जाएंगे उसके बाद जो बाकी एक तरीके से प्रोसेस है वो आपको बेसिक प्रोसेस समझ में आ गया है एंड फिर उसको आप अप्लाई कर पाएंगे और आप लोग इजीली एक तरीके से काम कर पाएंगे। नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट समथिंग व्हिच इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट कि आपको अपना चार्ट कैसे लगाना है और चार्ट की रीडिंग कैसे करनी है। So that is something which is like a very, very important part because unless and until we understand the chart, unless and until we see like in terms of what is happening as far as this chart is concerned, then you will not be able to read the data better. And I think reading the data is very important here because once you start reading the data, once you start understanding in terms of what your data is saying, then everything will become smooth and easy for you to understand. Now, for example, first and the foremost, very, very important part, once we have the system ready, how do we put the new chart? So what you need to do, the step number one. Step number one is you need to go to new. Once you go to new, you need to put up a new chart. Click on chart. Once you will click on chart, let's say suppose I want to put the chart for Reliance Industries. So I will click Reliance _I. So this is Reliance chart, Reliance October future. Let's say suppose I double click on Reliance here. So this is October future by default. You need to, every time you need to tick replay on. If you don't on tick replay, you will face the problem. Another thing, in type, like I have taken minute here. Now it's your choice. You want to take whichever time frame chart that you want to take. Usually like when I analyze on big data, I take the chart time frame as 10 minutes or maximum on the 30-minute side. That is more than sufficient. Let's say suppose I want to analyze on 10 minutes chart. So I will put the value is 10 minutes. Now these are days to load. Now let's say suppose for how many days do you want the data to be loaded? Normally like with the Optima plan, you get the data for 5 days. I have taken an extra data for 25 days. Let's say suppose I want to have 25 days of data coming up on my system. So I have taken 25 days and then which like in terms of which exchange that I'm using the data for. So I will take NSE here and the moment I type N, NSE has like you can see NSE here. Chart type is candlestick. So you have different types of charts. I want to plot candlestick chart and then I just need to click OK. Once I click OK, you will see a new chart coming up on your system. So you can see the Reliance chart is getting loaded, and clearly you can easily see that it will take few seconds. So definitely once you will load the chart for the first time, it will take some time. Now it is very important that what is your default chart. So in my case, if you see my default chart was different, that is why big trade was not coming up. So what I need to do, I need to go to indicators. So can you see this over here, indicators? Or you can simply on your system, you can press Control I. And if you're using Mac, you can press Command I. The moment, for example, let's say if I press Command I or Control I, automatically what will happen? It will pop up the window, indicators window for me. And this is the indicator windows which are coming up. So once your trial pack for MZ pack is installed, you will see the MZ pack here. MZ pack, NT8, click on NT8 indicators, which is like NinjaTrader 8 indicators. So I will double click here. Once I double click here, I can see all the indicators which are here. Now, suppose, for example, I don't want to use all these indicators which are there on Reliance chart. Let's say, suppose, for example, I just want to use simple big trade. So I need to double click on big trade. Automatically, big trade will come up here. As you can see on my screen, now the big trade is configured. Now, my logic has to be any. I have enabled trade. And then what is the minimum volume? Minimum volume refers to the minimum lots that you want to figure out. So let's say suppose I want to analyze Reliance. I want to see what is the minimum volume I want to filter on. Suppose as a trader, I am okay right now with let's say 50 lots. You can increase your lot sizes according to the as far as the trades are concerned on a single stock, depending upon what is the stock value and depending upon what is the price of the stock. So Reliance, which is around 2,700 rupees, 50 lots are also good enough. But even if you want to filter more, let's say suppose somebody wants to say that I want to work on minimum 100 lots. I want to see buying and selling happening minimum on 100 lots, not on everything, but on 100 lots. So what you will do, you will type here 100 lots, enable iceberg orders. You need to tick here, enable iceberg order. And then over here, you can see iceberg algorithm. Now, what is an iceberg? Icebergs are hidden orders. Now, these are hidden orders, which most of the FIIs or DIIs or big players, they are not showing to the market. They are ensuring that, yes, people don't come to know in terms of what they are buying or selling. But if you enable the iceberg order, what will happen? You will come to know what the big players are buying or what the big players are selling. So once you take this over here, I will prefer that in the iceberg algorithm, select soft. Now, if you select soft, what will happen? Automatically, all the small orders which are going to the system, which are hidden in quantity, even then you will be able to see that and it will immediately pop up on your system. So what you need to do, you need to select minimum volume as 10. And that is something which is important. Anu, you need to see your setting. If you see my screen as small, I think there is you need to check your settings for Zoom, or you need to just probably you can maximize your screen. It will definitely you will not face any problem, because this is something to do with your system. Nothing wrong from my side. My screen is on full screen, and it is already it's visible clearly. So select this as 10. Now, what is 10? 10 means, for example, this is actually suggesting us the minimum value, which means even if there is 10 lots buying and selling, which is happening, you will definitely see that, yes, there is an iceberg order, hidden order, which is there. Now, there is another option called as DOM. Now, what is DOM? DOM refers to depth of market. I hope all of you understand what is depth of market. For example, let's say if I go to nscindia.com, any broker terminal that you see, let's say suppose if I type Reliance here on National Stock Exchange, let's say if I'm typing Reliance, the moment I type Reliance here, can you see that there is always a order book, in terms of how much quantity the bidder is willing to bid and how much quantity the seller is willing to sell. And during the live market, I'm sure all of you must have noticed buyer and sellers are available for specific quantities. Right now, this buy and sell screen that we see for the specific quantity on our system, this actually suggests us, this actually tells us like how much buyers and sellers are available in the system. Now this is referred as depth of the market. What do we call it as? DOM. DOM is depth of the market. I hope all of you are able to understand what is DOM. So DOM refers to depth of market. So what I will do here, I will actually enable depth of the market, DOM pressure. Now, at times you might see that there is some sort of selling happening at the top, but that selling is quite minuscule. You will see the DOM pressure coming up with the triangle. I'll show you live. Once like I will plot the chart, I'll show you like how it looks. So you will see the depth of the market is actually supporting. So whatever selling that you are seeing, that selling is probably not a good selling. Only the weaker hands are exiting the market. Otherwise, the market will still go on the higher side. Similarly, sometimes the market is going down. You might see some small short-term momentum on the upside, but that is all weak hands. They are not strong hands. Strong hands are still selling. So with the help of DOM pressure, once you enable the DOM pressure, you are able to understand in terms of where like what the system is telling you, whether this buying is a genuine buying or a genuine selling, that you can configure with the help of the system. And it will really help you to understand that this is where possibly the market direction can go. Now, if you enable, like, for example, DOM support, the moment you click over here on DOM support, what will happen? Automatically, it will show you the support and resistances. So this is another very important feature which is there once you will put your chart, live chart, and this will definitely help you. Now you need to go down and you can change the color as per your wish. Like for example, for iceberg order, I have selected magenta. You want to select any other color, that is completely in your hand, whichever color that you want to select. So this is something which is all customized. Similarly, like in terms of how do you want the triangle to come up, like you want a solid dash, you want a dotted dash, all these things are again customized and as per your wishes. Another thing, color mode, keep it as it is, like saturation. If you want to change the color mode, you can definitely do that. Again, a kind of representation that you can have on your system, which will definitely help you to understand like how these things can be figured out. Then if you go down further, something which is very, very important once you are on the big trade and you need to make these settings. Now, please understand, for Indian markets, I repeat, for Indian markets, it's very, very important that our calculation mode in order flow, our calculation mode should be hybrid. So unless and until it is hybrid, you will not see both the volumes, buying volume and selling volumes. I repeat, unless and until it is hybrid, you will not see the buy and sell volumes. Yes, Anu, you don't need to worry if it is not set up on your system. As I said, like after this session, individually, Dishant will help you out and your system will be ready. So right now you can understand the concepts, take notes of the things that we are doing. And after the session, we will ensure that all the participants, your system is ready and it is up to date. And you are able to see the charts in the way that I am able to, like the way I am showing you. So you will not face any issue whatsoever. We will ensure that each one of you can have this. Another thing, like for the recordings will be shared with you like in the maybe like after the session, after some time, the recordings will be shared with you. The recordings will be available for a limited time, but yes, it will be shared with you, and that will definitely help you. So the calculation mode has to be hybrid, I repeat. So you need to ensure that your calculation mode is hybrid. Now this, you don't need to change. You need to just keep it over here like on a split mode. Now, another thing is non-crypto volume divider. Now, what is this non-crypto volume divider? This is the lot size. So for example, if my script was Reliance Industries, right? As you can see, Reliance Industries was over here, one lot of Reliance. So for people, those who are they don't know, what do you need to know? You need to check like what is the lot size for Reliance. So one lot of Reliance is 250. How do I know that? If I go to Reliance, I can easily check like what is the lot size, go to derivatives market. Once you will open derivatives market, click on futures, you can see market lot. So the market lot for Reliance Industries is 250. You will go back to your Ninja Trader, and on your Ninja Trader, you can clearly go to crypto volume divider over here, like in the hybrid mode. non-crypto volume divider and put 250. Now, the moment I put 250, it will take 250 lot. It will take quantity as 250. And minimum quantity that you want to see on your system is 100 lots. One lot is 250. Minimum quantity that it will reflect on your system is 100 lots. So the moment somebody buys 100 or more lots, immediately it will show you the time. Immediately it will show you like, okay, this is the quantity which is being bought or being sold on your system. So that will definitely help you to understand that, yes, in which direction like possibly the markets can go or what big players are doing. Now, you need to keep this as chart reload. In case like if your system configurations are good and you want to like you're working on the live data, you can always choose on the fly. Now, if you choose on the fly, what will happen? It will show like even the small triangles which are getting formed, so small quantities which are coming up, and then you just need to apply. The moment I apply it on the chart, you will see like my background chart. It is calculating. I need to click OK. And the moment I click OK, automatically you will see that your chart will be plotted. So this is Reliance Industries chart, as you can see on my system. Now on this Reliance Industries chart, like if you see the chart here, this is Reliance Industries, and I can easily see in terms of what is the buying or selling activity which is happening here on Reliance Industries. Now, let's say suppose as a trader, if I maximize this a bit, let me just zoom this a bit and let me show you what is going on as far as Reliance Industries is concerned. Now over here on this big candle, first of all, this is a good Marubozu candle. On big Marubozu candle, I could clearly see there are 136 lots. Now you can even see the time, 12:01. So at 12:01, 136 lots are being bought by someone. We don't know who bought it, but 136 lots in a single go is a good quantity. Now what happened immediately? So this was nearly like 12:01 when somebody bought it. Immediately after some time, like within no time, you can clearly see another 104 lots. But by the time this was being bought at 2692. So suppose if you are a trader here, immediately within few minutes, you can clearly see that there is good buying coming up at even at 2700. But the moment you saw this, even you wanted to enter, and you also bought Reliance Industries. Immediately within some time, you can exit your position. And within few minutes, you got good profits on Reliance Industries. Another thing, if you notice, people are still not willing to sell. They are willing to buy Reliance, but they're not willing to sell. Reason being, we can see the buy quantity. We can again see the buy quantity of 104 lots. Can I see the sell quantity? There is no sell quantity coming here. Nobody is willing to sell more than like 100 lots. And then even like we saw another buying happening at 2706. So what we can figure out that possibly the price might go up further from the current levels. Now, as a trader, if you are positioning yourself, you understand that immediately if you want to trade for short term, you want to trade positional, you can buy your positions here, you can buy the stock here, and with a stop loss you can trade. Usually what happens, like when the solid buying is coming up, you will see the price will keep going up. And I'll show you many instances, like we will go step by step. So let's say suppose, for example, right here, can you see good selling coming up? The moment this selling came, immediately the price was going down. So the trend was down. And we could see that it's a big candle, big selling, which was coming up. Now, I'll show you another very interesting, fascinating thing. Now, if you look at this data, big candle, with big candle, what has happened? Good volumes at 2622. At 953, somebody bought 130 lots in single go, which means somebody is willing to buy Reliance. Good buying is coming. With this buying, if you see here as well, another 123 lots and 103 lots being bought, which means somebody was very clear. Within some time, by the end of the day, we will take Reliance on the higher side. Reliance will go up. And if you would have loaded your positions here, if you would have bought Reliance here, I don't think so. Like I need to say further. Again, somebody bought at 2628. Somebody bought 144 lots at 2630. Huge quantity being bought at 242 lots at 2660. Again, buying coming 103 lots, 209 lots. Now, this is a good move. And I'm sure those people, those who trade regularly, they understand that if you're buying even here, so let's say suppose somebody has created positions here at nearly 2620, 2616. What has happened over here? Immediately you got very good rewards. So by the end of the day, let's say suppose you are a intraday trader also, you don't want to carry your position. So by the end of the day, Reliance was closing at nearly 2670, 2660. So you got good 50 rupees, 60 rupees profit intraday just by looking at your chart. And I hope like everybody is able to understand that how quantity can matter. So this is giving you a direct access. So on NSE, by the end of the day at 6 p.m, we see that, okay, somebody has bought so and so quantity. But over here, with the help of Big Trade, you will be able to analyze live that this is the amount of quantity that somebody is buying. And how do you approach this like in terms of with the stop loss also? So suppose, let's say, for example, if somebody is looking at a smaller stock, like in terms of the stop loss process, and somebody is looking at like in terms of what can happen, then I think something which plays a very important role over here is, instead of candlestick, you can go on NinjaTrader here and you can use a candle pattern which is called as equivolume. Now what I'm doing over here, I'm selecting from candlestick equivolumes, and you will see my chart has changed. Now, why this candle was important? This candle was important because if you see over here, there is good volume, 130 lots. So what should be my stop loss? This is a common question which people ask me, sir, what should be my stop loss? And another thing, instead of being focused on I can always take up more stocks for you. But what is more important for all of you to understand that instead of just stocks, try to understand the concept. Because if you understand the concept, you will find yourself in a very comfortable position that you can analyze any stock. So be it like, for example, you are looking to analyze Maruti, or somebody is asking for Jamna Auto, whatever, whichever stock that you want, that can be analyzed. But the first thing is concept. So the concept is, there is on equivolume candle, we can clearly see good volume coming here. These candles, you can see the volumes are very, very less, thinly traded. Over here, there is a big volume. So if you buy on big volume, keep a stop loss of the low. So what will happen if you keep the stop loss of low of this candle, then first of all, your level of risk is very less. Your chances of making money intraday will be high, and you will be able to position yourself for a better trade with the help of this particular thing. Another thing, Rahul, like in terms of if you are asking, is it available on MacBook, MacBook Pro? My answer is yes. Like I am using MacBook. So if you see, this is my system. I am already using MacBook. And yes, on MacBook, you can definitely work NinjaTrader. So it is working on my system. I am a Mac user. So you will not face any issue whatsoever if you want to install it on Mac. Just have your parallel desktop. On parallel desktop, you can easily do it on the MacBook. So can you see this? This is like a very simple process. I hope everybody is able to understand. So what is your stop loss? Once you see a big candle with big volumes on Big Trade, and you can see at 2622, somebody bought big. Keep a stop loss of low of this candle, take a trade here, and then thrust on your system that how you can like utilize your trades better. So this is something which is very, very important. A simple trade, but a good trade, which can actually help you to understand like in which direction the price can move, in which direction, like in terms of whether the price will go up, whether the price can like in terms of go down. Another thing, let me go back a bit more and let me show you a few more things. I think that will help all of you understand things better, concept better. Okay, here. Now, if you see this setup again, first of all, a big volume coming up. Definitely because this candle is thicker, I am sure over here somebody has bought good quantity of Reliance. Maybe not 100 lots, but let's say suppose if I see over here, because this candle volume is high, it is a thick candle. So it might be little less than 100, but definitely we can see with the help of volume that somebody has bought it. And then I get the confirmation here also that somebody is buying 283 lots at 2595 immediately within some. So if you look at this particular instance, if you look at like what is happening here, the good part which is like happening here is, so if somebody is taking a position here, you also want to take the position at 2595 immediately within some time, like by the time like over here also people are willing to buy. So from 2595, the price is already, by the time other people are buying, the price is already 2610. And these are opportunities during the day, intraday opportunities. So with the help of combination of equivalent candles and big trade, you will be able to understand that how this thing can be done. How, like with the help of big trade and equivalent candles, we can do this. And I think like we can have the discussion regarding the system maybe when we have the Q&A. I think that will happen. Right now, try to focus more on concept. The installation is not a big deal. It will be done. That's a very simple process. Let me just go back a bit more. Let me show you some more like very simple trading examples that will help you. Now again, can you see the kind of setup here? Beautiful setup. The volumes have started from here, a thick candle, and then somebody buys here. So these are very good setups, which is actually helping you to understand that, okay, this is the direction that I can focus on. Can you see this candle? Big candle, which means over here, the volumes are very, very high. And whenever you see such big candles, that means your setup should be very clear. That it's a good buy setup. And before this candle happened, somebody was already loading Reliance. 520 lots. Now 520 lots is big lot, big money. At 2512, somebody bought 520 lots and then 280 lots. So if you combine both of them together, 280 lots plus 520 lots, it comes out to be 800 lots. 800 lot buying happened at 235. So at 1435, as we can see, somebody bought big on Reliance, and then another 132 lots within few seconds at 2514. So nearly somebody bought 1000 lots here on Reliance. Big candle consolidating, and then again we can see a huge candle coming up. It clearly signifies that if you take a trade on these kind of setups, definitely you will make money, and that is always available. So for example, like whenever you see such big moves happening on any stock, definitely the money is on, the game is on, and somebody is willing to ensure that yes, like this is how the setup can actually go about, and this is the volume that you will be able to see on system. Now at times, like we see that people keep asking me, is it possible like if I apply the same concept in the cash market also? So for example, like if you look at, let's say suppose, let me pull up a stock. I think that will help all of you. Let's say for example, IRCTC. And let's say I just want to put up IRCTC in cash market. So is it necessary that I need to put future? No. You can even apply the same thing even in the cash market. So even in the cash market, if you want to apply the concept, that will definitely work. Now, do I need to say anything? Somebody is buying here. Good buying, rest. All of you can see like what is happening. The price is moving up. So whenever there is good buying which is happening on the system, and you can notice like, okay, this is the amount of buying that I can see on the system, definitely that buying will help you. That buying will definitely like help you to understand. Can you see this candle? Big candle. These are good trades. These are good setups. So we might ignore some of these setups, but honestly speaking, these are very, very good setups. And you can see like if even if you're trading intraday, you understand like within the day somebody is buying big. Why not to go ahead and just ensure that yes, we can trade accordingly. Now, let's suppose if I take another example, a very simple, easy example for all of you to understand, and all of you like can probably utilize. like this approach, and we always like feel that yes, this is something that we can go ahead and always apply it. Let's say suppose I want to have another FNO stock, maybe let's say Mindtree. Okay, so Mindtree October future. Now I need to make some changes in the settings. Why? Because this is Mindtree future. The future lot for Reliance was 250, but for Mindtree the future lot is 400. So I need to make changes accordingly. I will, what I need to do now, this is something again that you need to make. You need to click on big trade here. When you click on big trade here, so minimum quantity was 100 lots, let's suppose. But over here in my non-crypto volume divider, I need to make 400 here because the lot size for Mindtree is 400. Simply enter it. The data is refreshed and you will see the data coming up on my system. Now let me just open a Mindtree chart again. This is Mindtree. And let me just show you the chart. Now, can you see here, like how my job becomes little easy and simple? The moment I saw good buying happening here, can you see 81 lots at a price of 4229? Somebody bought here, somebody sold here. Now, easy, just go with the flow. If you go with the flow, it's good enough. Again, somebody sold here at 4784, at 4710, immediately next candle. Can you see the low? 4550. From 4784, immediately the stock price went down nearly 200 to 225 points. Huge downfall. Why? Because somebody sold here. So what we need to understand, that you can analyze any stock that you want as far as your understanding. One more thing, a very relevant question which is coming from Vijay sir. He is asking, sir, like, do we need to change the settings for the stocks like quantity? Yes, sir. Suppose मान लीजिए सर आपने बोला कि मैं एक तरीके से एक स्टॉक एनालाइज कर रहा हूं और आपने कहा कि मेरे हिसाब से वो स्टॉक कैसे मूव करना चाहिए, तो मैंने कहा कि सपोज हम एफएनओ की जगह टाटा मोटर्स जैसे शेयर पे चलते हैं, क्या मुझे एडवांस में पता चल रहा था कि टाटा मोटर्स के ऊपर बाइंग आने वाली है? आंसर उसका ये है कि यस, in advance you could figure out that Tata Motors will actually see good volume buying coming up as far as this particular stock is concerned. तो हमें करना क्या है, मैंने टाटा मोटर्स का चार्ट यहाँ पे कैश में लगा दिया है. So I have pulled up Tata Motors. It is like loading the tick replay data. Usually it will take some time because the moment like you will load the tick replay data, it will take some time. And because this is a cash stock, what I need to do, I need to click on big trade and I need to make non-crypto volume. So what I need to do, I need to make non-crypto volume divider as 1. Reason being because this is not an FNO. I have not loaded the FNO data. I have loaded a 10 minutes data for a simple cash stock. Make it 1, enter, and then just close this window. And the moment you do this, you will see that automatically it will load the data for Tata Motors in cash. Now, probably you see the data is quite clustered. And because of the clustered data, it becomes difficult like as a trader for us to read. So what we can do, we can go to big trade again. Maybe let's make this quantity as 2.5 lakhs. So minimum 2,50,000 shares are traded. I click enter here. Done. Now I think I don't need to say anything whatsoever. I think the direction was pretty clear. Since 4th October, somebody bought 2,65,091 shares. Now, I'm sure you must have heard. कहा जाता है कि like markets are supreme and prices are fairly traded. Honestly, like at times like there are efficient market theories which says like किसी को कुछ नहीं पता और सबको सब कुछ पता भी है. But there are people, those who know in advance that something is going to happen. Somebody bought big here. 2,65,000 shares in one go at a price of 342 rupees at 12. That means somebody knew in advance that Tata Motor was about to go up. और किसी को एडवांस में पता था कि टाटा मोटर्स भागने वाला है, इसीलिए वो खरीदने को तैयार थे। मजे की बात आप बड़े ध्यान से देखिएगा, कहते हैं ना मार्केट के अंदर न्यूज डिस्काउंट्स हो जाती हैं, कैसे डिस्काउंट होती हैं? फिर दोबारा से किसी ने हैवी क्वांटिटी टॉप अप करी है। और अगर आप देखोगे यहाँ पे क्वांटिटीज, लाइक इफ यू लुक एट दिस क्वांटिटी गेम, इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज लोग क्या करते हैं, एक तरीके से फिकल आउट कर रहे हैं, और जब तक बड़ी क्वांटिटी सेल नहीं होगी जो अभी रिसेंटली बाय हुई है, इसका मतलब शेयर प्राइस गिरने वाला नहीं है, चढ़ने वाला ही है। 3,85,620 quantity being bought at a price of 350. Again, 2,52,275 quantity being bought at 349. Huge buying that has happened. Now, this is something which we know, like किसी को कुछ नहीं मालूम, बट फिर भी सबको सब कुछ पता है। यहाँ पे वो लोग बाय कर रहे थे जो एक तरीके से जानते थे, और टोटल क्वांटिटी अगर आप अंदाजा लगाएंगे यहाँ पे, तो मोटा मोटा आप देखोगे तो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 10 लाख शेयर टाटा मोटर्स के खरीद लिए गए। अब हल्का हल्का ये जो प्राइस आ रहा है, बड़े प्लेयर्स को दिख रहा है कि ये प्राइस एक्चुअली कुछ करने वाला नहीं है, ये सिर्फ जो एक तरीके से किसी ने बाय करा था, वीकर हैंड जो है वो निकल गए हैं यहाँ पे। दिग्गज प्लेयर क्या जान रहा है? वो जान रहा है यहाँ पे देखिए क्या क्वांटिटी बाय कर रहे हैं। अब जिसको मालूम है वो क्या करना चाह रहा है यहाँ पे, वो देख रहा है बड़ा गेम खेलना चाह रहा है। और बड़ा गेम क्या था? बड़ा गेम ये है कि दोबारा एंट्री लेके 3,29,000 शेयर्स। जरा यहां नजर डालिए एक बार, 6,42,000 शेयर्स, 3,64,000 शेयर्स, ये आपको स्क्रीन पे प्रिंट दिख रहा है लाइव। आप क्या करेंगे? आई एम आस्किंग ऑल दी पार्टिसिपेंट्स हियर, व्हाट यू विल डू एज अ प्लेयर? आपको यहाँ पे बाय करना चाहिए, सेल करना चाहिए? लेट्स से मैं लेमैन हूं, आई डोंट नो एनीथिंग अबाउट स्टॉक मार्केट, आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड एनीथिंग, बट जस्ट लुकिंग एट द डेटा, 10-10 लाख शेयर अगर बाय हो रहे हैं, आप क्या करेंगे यहाँ पे? यू विल सिंपली बाय। एंड आई थिंक, मतलब मुझे कुछ कहने की जरूरत नहीं है, अगर आप बाय करेंगे उसके बाद ट्रेंड आपके साथ है, कैंडल्स बड़ी हैं। मैं इस कैंडल्स को थोड़ा सा बड़ा कर देता हूँ आपके लिए, थोड़ा जूम करता हूँ, मेरे पास जो डेटा आ रहा है, आपको आई थिंक और ज्यादा क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी सबको। एंड आई एम श्योर लाइक दैट विल हेल्प यू टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हमारे को क्या ट्रेड लेना चाहिए था। देखिए, मैं थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई करता हूँ डेटा को, और आप लोगों के लिए और ज्यादा अच्छे से प्लॉट करके दिखाता हूँ, लाइक व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग हियर। देखिए, ऊपर जाने के बाद भी somebody said कि 400 रुपए चला गया। लुक एट दी बाइंग, even at 400 rupees somebody was willing to top up 2,93,000 shares. Again see here, 2,69,000 shares अगर आप खरीदते तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि आप कोई गलती करते, because the bigger player, a person who is like in terms of like, जो आप देख पा रहे हो यहाँ पे, देखिए डेट्स आपको यहाँ पे दिख रही है, 11 अक्टूबर है। 11 अक्टूबर को भी टाइम भी दिख रहा है मेरे को, 9:41, 2,93,000 shares at 408. अगेन यहां से और ऊपर 2,69,000 शेयर्स। आपको ट्रेंड जाना है, हम तो छोटे प्लेयर हैं, हम कितने शेयर खरीदेंगे? 500, 1000, 5,000 बस। बड़े प्लेयर क्या कर रहे हैं? 10-10 लाख शेयर खरीद रहे हैं। नाउ अगर वो 10-10 लाख शेयर खरीद रहे हैं, तो ऑटोमेटिक सी बात है कि अगर हम उनके साथ बैठ जाएंगे, so डेफिनेट सी बात है वी विल एंड अप मेकिंग मनी। So the idea here is very clear. If somebody is buying big, why don't we simply sit on with that particular trend, और हम साथ साथ उसके साथ साथ बाइंग कर लें, चल लें। And the idea is very clear. एक और चीज राहुल जो आप पूछना चाह रहे हैं, see the idea is जितनी भी बिग डील, जो आपकी बल्क डील हैं या फिर एक तरीके से आपके बिग ट्रेड्स हैं, that is something which is very very important। क्योंकि क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे, आपको देखिएगा कि जो बड़े ट्रेड्स हैं वो यहाँ पे क्वांटिटी एक तरीके से बाइंग कर रहे हैं। एंड यस, दीज आर सिंगल बायर्स, एक इंडिविजुअल बाय कर रहा है, इंडिविजुअल, एक बारी में किसी ने उठाए हैं शेयर्स। तो आप बिल्कुल सही सवाल पूछ रहे हैं अनु, दिस इज लाइक दिस इज बीइंग बॉट बाय समवन इन वन गो, एंड इफ समबडी इज बाइंग इन वन गो, तो डेफिनेट सी बात है वो रिटेल प्लेयर नहीं होगा। क्यों? क्योंकि 2,70,000 शेयर मोटा मोटा खरीदने के लिए 414 रुपए पे, तो अगर आप 2,70,000 को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, लेट्स सपोज 2,70,000 को 4 से 14 रुपए से आप मल्टीप्लाई अगर कर देंगे, तो वो क्या हो गया? 11 करोड़ 17 लाख की बाइंग आ रही है। तो 11 करोड़ के टाटा मोटर्स, ऑब्वियसली बात है एक बारी में रिटेल नहीं खरीदेगा, डेफिनेट सी बात है कि या तो वो अल्ट्रा HNI होंगे, DII होंगे, FII होंगे, और अगर वो बाइंग कर रहे हैं तो क्या आप उनके साथ जा सकते हैं? अगर आप जाएंगे तो आई थिंक रिजल्ट आपके सामने है। एंड यस, डिलीवरी ले रहे हैं क्योंकि सेलिंग नहीं आ रही है उस हिसाब से, तो डिलीवरी लेके जा रहे हैं आप देखो यहाँ पे क्या बाइंग आई है, लुक एट दिस बाइंग हियर। कैन यू इग्नोर दिस बाइंग? एटलीस्ट मैं तो इग्नोर नहीं कर सकता हूँ। 9,01,844 शेयर, गुड बाइंग, जबरदस्त बाइंग है। तो 9 लाख शेयर किसी ने 385 पे बाय करे, और 2,92,000 शेयर 388 पे बाय करे। और इंटरेस्टिंग बात देखो फिर दोबारा से, किसी ने 384 के ऊपर 2,69,000 शेयर बाय करे। सो द आइडिया इज वेरी वेरी क्लियर कि somebody is willing to load up। एक और चीज जो आप कह रहे हैं कि क्वांटिटी डिलीवरी के लिए गई या नहीं गई, कैन वी चेक दैट? द आंसर इज यस। लुक एट दी बाइंग हियर। एक और चीज बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात है और अच्छा है हमारे को यहाँ पे दिख रही है, एंड आई वांटेड टू रियली कवर अप दिस एज वेल so that all of you can understand the charts better. Now if you look at this buying, 1 lakh, sorry, this was 15,48,000 shares, 15 लाख शेयर बाय हुए, लेकिन उसके साथ में आप देखिए एक लिखा आ रहा है 1,54,3506 प्लस 5357। आई होप एवरीबडी कैन सी दैट। क्या आप सब लोगों को मेरे सिस्टम में दिख रहा है? 1251 के बाद लिखा हुआ है 15,43,506 प्लस 5357। नाउ इसका मतलब क्या है? हे राइट है, जहां पे मेरा कर्सर आप चेक करिए, लिखा आ रहा है क्लियरली 15,43,506 प्लस 5357। दैट मीन्स somebody is buying big। एक और चीज, ये नॉर्मल बाइंग नहीं हो रही है। नाउ व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय नॉर्मल बाइंग? बिग ट्रेड की सबसे बड़ी खासियत ये है कि वो आपको ये भी बता देगा कि क्या कोई एल्गोरिथम्स बाय कर रही हैं क्या। तो ये जो बाइंग चल रही है ये एल्गोरिथम्स के थ्रू चल रही है, मतलब सिस्टम ड्रिवन बाइंग है। अब जब सिस्टम ड्रिवन बाइंग है तो सिस्टम ड्रिवन बाइंग नॉर्मली FII, DII या FPI उनके सिस्टम से बाय हो रही होंगी, या अल्ट्रा HNI के सिस्टम पे बाय हो रही होंगी, जो अगेन मार्केट के अंदर 500 करोड़ 1000 करोड़ लेके बैठे हैं, वो बाइंग कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे। एक और चीज, अगर वो बाइंग कर रहे होंगे तो आंख बंद करके बाय नहीं करेंगे, उनको कुछ ना कुछ समझ में आ रहा होगा तभी वो बाइंग करेंगे। एक और चीज, ये बाइंग इतनी सॉलिड है, अगर आप टोटल कर लोगे इन कंपैरिजन टू द सेलिंग इज नथिंग। पीपल आर एक्यूमुलेटिंग एवरीथिंग, जो जो बिक रहा है लोग उसको खरीदने को तैयार हैं। सो जो प्लेयर्स पुराने फंसे हुए थे वो बाहर निकल रहे हैं, न्यू प्लेयर्स आर कमिंग अप इन द सिस्टम, and that is something which is very very important। And this 5357 means that this is not a hidden order. Hidden order looks completely different. These are algorithm orders। Now when I say these are algorithm orders, it is a very very simple thing कि क्या हो रहा है कि कोई सिस्टम फायर करे जा रहा है खट 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 खट, और ऑटोमेटिकली क्या कर रही है, एल्गो उठा रही है उसको। जितनी भी क्वांटिटी उसको सामने दिख रही है वो क्वांटिटी को वो छोड़ना नहीं जा रहे, इमीडिएटली दे आर पिकिंग अप द क्वांटिटी फ्रॉम द मार्केट, एंड दीज आर ऑल बिग प्लेयर्स। ये सारा बिग एक्यूमुलेशन है। और आप देखिए ये बिग एक्यूमुलेशन था, इसीलिए यहां से उन्होंने क्या रिटर्न बनाया। अगर किसी ने 350 से 400 रुपए में भी टाटा मोटर खरीदा था, तो ये जो रिटर्न था ना, जिनको पहले से पता था कि ये 530 रुपए तक जाने वाला है ऊपर, तो क्या रिटर्न वो कमा के गए हैं। तो वो रिटर्न कमाने का सिंपल सा लॉजिक यहीं पे था। आप देखोगे तो बहुत बेसिक लॉजिक था। लॉजिक क्या है कि ये समझ में आ रहा था इनको कि ये इस तरीके के ऊपर, यहाँ पे देखिए 19 लाख शेयर्स। नाउ द रीजन इज इमीडिएटली विद इन फ्यू डेज दे गॉट 40%। 2 से 3 दिन के अंदर आपने क्या किया, 40% का रिटर्न मार्केट से बना लिया। एक और चीज, ये सारी बाइंग चल रही थी, यहाँ पे बाइंग चल रही थी मोटी। अब यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, काउंटर सेलिंग के बदले में बाइंग नहीं आई, यहाँ पे सेलिंग आई, ठीक है, फिर यहाँ पे सेलिंग आई, एंड अगेन एक चीज नोटिस करिए, अब जो सेलिंग आ रही थी 519 रुपए पे, क्या लगता है आपको वो सेलिंग क्या थी? दिस इज ऑल एल्गो बेस्ड सेलिंग। तो FII डेस्क से सेलिंग चल रही है। कैन यू सी प्लस 7878? आई होप एवरीबडी कैन सी ऑन माई सिस्टम। 9:16 पे आपको दिख रहा है प्लस 7878। ये एल्गो बेस्ड सेलिंग है। सेलिंग आई तो इमीडिएटली प्राइस नीचे आया, और फिर ये सिर्फ कूल ऑफ था, somebody न्यू कि यहाँ पे बेचेंगे दोबारा, क्योंकि बड़ी क्वांटिटी में प्ले कर रहे हैं लोग, तो यहाँ पे दोबारा से एक तरीके से शेयर्स को लोड अप करा गया। नाउ दीज आर थिंग्स कि अब ये समझ में आ रहा है कि अब जो जिस तरीके की ये मैसिव बाइंग आ रही थी यहाँ पे, ये मैसिव बाइंग आप देख रहे हो क्या जबरदस्त बाइंग है, लोग जो ले रहे थे, अब वो मैसिव बाइंग के अंदर क्या है, थोड़ा सा कंसोलिडेशन फेज में अब स्टॉक जाएगा। रीजन मीन कि जब मैं मार्केट प्रोफाइल पे आऊंगा तो आपको दिखेगा कि ये एक तरीके का इलोंगेटेड स्ट्रक्चर है, एंड इन अ इलोंगेटेड स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है कि यहाँ पे अब शॉर्ट टर्म की कंसोलिडेशन दिखेगी स्टॉक के अंदर, जिससे उसके बाद एक आपको अपमूव और दिखेगा यहाँ पे। सो आइडियली यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि एक तरीके से एक शॉर्ट टर्म कंसोलिडेशन फेज में अब स्टॉक जाएगा ना। ये जो चीजें, ये चीज बड़ी बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग भी है और बहुत ज्यादा सिंपल है, अगर आप चार्ट्स को अपने सही रीड कर सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं, एंड इट विल हैपन ऑन एनी स्टॉक. So irrespective of the stock, the big trade will help you to understand that yes, something like this is in the picture. And if something like this is in the picture, then accordingly what trade you should be taking and where the direction can be, accordingly आप अपना trade को, अपनी positions को filter कर सकते हैं और आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. I hope like यहाँ तक सबको clarity है and all of you are like clear with the basic concept. And I can see that there is one query from Vijay Lakshmi. Like first is like changes in setting for FNO and cash. Okay, so I'll take up your query and I'll help you out. First of all, like for example, if you're taking cash stock or FNO stock, you will simply go and click on big trade. Once you go and click on big trade, you need to define, like for example, if you're using cash, in cash, you will always take non-crypto volume divider. So for example, let's say suppose if there is a non-crypto volume divider as 1, that means you are using a cash stock. If you are using FNO data, then you need to put the lot size here. This is something which is again very, very important. Second thing is like, what is the volume which you need? So for example, like whatever volume that you want to filter, maybe let's say 10,000 quantity, 50,000 quantity, 2 lakh quantity, 2 lakh 50,000 quantity, 5 lakh quantity. According to your quantity, you can filter out like, okay, this is the amount of quantity that you are looking to filter. And for example, let's say if I make it 3 lakhs, what will happen? It will only filter 3 lakh quantity. It will not filter anything below 3 lakhs. So you can see only 3 lakh quantity being filtered. So accordingly, like you can filter your quantity as per your need and as per your wish. And that is the change that you require on like between FNO and cash. Point number 2. Is it possible to track in live market? Yes. So it is like you can track this in live market. The moment like there is a big trade quantity which is coming up, immediately in the live market, it will show you the print. It will show you that yes, somebody has bought or somebody has sold. And as per that, you can decide, like you can take your trade, that whether you want to buy or whether you want to sell, and see the chart setup and take the trade. Coming to your third query is it possible to screen? And this is one query which is like very, very important, जो कि बहुत important है और बहुत एक तरीके से important role play करती है. वो क्या है कि अगर let's say suppose if I want to screen it, यहाँ पे screener available नहीं है. Now why screener is not available? Because let's say suppose as an individual I track only 10 to 15 stocks. I need to check them individually. Now why the screener is not available? The reason is every stock will have a different price. Another thing, not only that every stock will have a different price, it will also have different quantities. So if you want to filter a 50 rupees stock and 1,000 rupees stock in the same category, that will not happen. So you need to bifurcate, you need to define, okay, that this is the amount of quantity that you want to have in place. For example, let me show you a stock which I shared publicly as well. And the stock which we bought at 52 rupees 50 paisa, Southwest Pinnacle. Now it is nearly 150 rupees now, 3 times within no time. But like if I look at this particular chart and if I define the quantity on big trade, again, if I have to consider, let's say for example, a stock like Southwest, if I put 50,000 quantity here, let me filter this out and let me show you like what I see on a stock like Southwest Pinnacle. So just a second. Now, if you see this, like on my chart, Southwest, can you see the quantity? The quantity on Southwest will definitely differ the quantity on Tata Motors or the quantity on Reliance or the quantity on Maruti or on ONGC. So whatever stocks that you take, the quantity will differ. And that is why it is important to track each stock individually. And there is no point screening the stock because screener will not be effective over here because each stock has a different like in terms of the volumes and then the price is different. So it becomes a little difficult for us to screen the stocks. And I hope like you got the answer in terms of all the three parameters that you are asking for. Another query that I have, which is from Varun Soni, like can we track commodities like gold, crude, etc.? Yes, you can track commodities. You can track like what is happening as far as commodities are concerned. Suppose, let's say, for example, if I plug in here crude oil, for example, somebody is trading in commodities. Let me pull up crude oil futures. So over here, like I have crude oil futures on a 10-minute chart. On a 10-minute chart, the crude oil future will get loaded. So it is like showing you the tick replay. And let's say suppose if I go to big trade here, I define, let's say suppose for example, quantity as 1. Let me define the lot size. The lot size is 100. Okay, and you will see this. Now, if you see crude oil chart, can you see the quantity? Even on crude oil chart, you can see the quantity, buying and selling, which is coming up. So it is possible even on commodities. But the only point is you need to see the liquidity. The liquidity is not very high as far as commodities are concerned. But imagine like somebody is buying 50 lots, 100 lots, even on crude. Then you understand that in which direction possibly the market is going. And I hope like Varun, you got the clarity to your answer in terms of like how you can filter even on commodities. So it can be done on commodities, it can be done on currency. So you can do it on any asset class as far as like what needs to be done. I hope like everybody is clear. Okay, another thing like the query that I have from people, why their data is not coming. So their data is not coming because if you go to truedata.in, if you go to the True Data website, once you have registered, what all of you need to do, you need to go to download. So people, those who are facing this issue, you need to go to download. In download, there is an option called as True Data Velocity 2. So this is an option which is available, True Data Velocity 2. You need to click here. After clicking here, you need to execute this file. An exe file will be downloaded. Simply install the setup and then your True Data will come. After that, on email, you must have received your login ID and password, your username and password. Simply put that username and password and you will be able to run True Data on your system. I hope that answers the query again. Okay, so the C++ file might be needed in some systems, but may not be needed in all the systems. So for example, like there are few systems where like you might need the file, but you don't need the file in all the systems. So there are people those who might need to install some additional files, like for example, the C++ file, which is like on a 64-bit system. But then it may not be needed in all the systems, but people those who don't have it in their systems, it might be needed. So you need to run this file. In case, let's say, suppose somebody is facing any issue, run this file as well. It will like resolve all your issues. Okay. Okay, Vijay sir, like MZ Pack is asking for registration key and run trial is faded out. Sir, what you need to do if that is the case, you need to actually have the Google Drive link. Click on the Google Drive link, install MZ Pack trial, and then you will be able to do it. So with the help of Google Drive link, you will be able to do that and it will not show faded out. It will show you like you can activate the trial and you can run the trial. I hope that that will solve out the issue that you are facing on your system. Okay, now let's move back to the data, and let's move back to the charts in terms of like how we can do things better, and how we can understand, like, with the help of charts, with the help of MZ pack, is it possible for us to analyze the trades better? Is it possible as a trader that I can understand the trades? I can see, like, in terms of the direction that markets can move into. So what I'm doing, like, along with, let's suppose, as I was talking about Reliance first, let's go back to Reliance. Okay. So when I go back to Reliance, and if I like simply type over here, like, let's say this time I'm taking Reliance cash stock. So suppose I load up Reliance in cash, and you can see, like, this is the Reliance chart, which is like, which it is calculating. And on Reliance chart, I go to big trade because this is cash. So what I will do, I will make this as 1. And let's say I want to minimum filter out at least 10,000 quantity on Reliance in a single go. So whenever at least 10,000 quantity is being bought or sold, can I filter that 10,000 quantity? So I have clicked over here on Reliance Industries. It will like filter out 10,000 quantity for me. So wherever like Reliance is being bought or sold, at least with the minimum 10,000 quantity, that chart will reflect. So you can see, like, this is Reliance Industries. This is the quantity that you can see on the system. And no reason, like, no wonder why Reliance was going up. And when it is going down, no wonder the selling was coming. So the whole idea is how I can ensure that my conviction can increase further. So one way was, like, I have already like highlighted equivalent candles. Along with this equivalent candles, you go to indicators again. So click on indicator again. Once you go on indicator again, like, it will pop up the window for you. Go to MZ pack. In MZ pack NT8, use, there is something called as volume delta. I hope all of you can see that volume delta is available. I will double click on volume delta. So if you see, like, I have double clicked on volume delta. On volume delta, I have this like this delta mode, which is being active. Now in delta mode, like, you will just simply select delta over here, bar width is auto again. Then you can see a delta mode here, which is like show over here candles. Instead of candles, make it cumulative. So instead of candle, we are making it cumulative. Go down. One more setting like that you need to see, that is again calculation mode. As I said, in Indian markets, your calculation mode has to be hybrid. So you will select hybrid over here, simply apply this and click OK. So again, the chart will start calculating for you. It will click OK. And this is over here. My Reliance chart is here. So this is Reliance. Okay. So I hope like all of you can see the Reliance Industries. Let me just show you the chart in more minute detail as a trader, what we need to do. I hope my screen is much better now. Now, suppose, for example, I see that there is a buying coming up here. The delta candles are turning green. If I just want to take a small trade, small intraday trading, take the trade right here. Take a trade here. Immediately, like, you will find that immediately it will give you the direction on the higher side. And immediately for the short term, you just want to scalp. You want to take a very small short term trade. You will find that your short term trades will be very, very good, effective with the help of volume delta. The moment volume delta is crossing this line, so once we are crossing this zero line, automatically it is a buy signal. So apart from the candles and apart from the quantity, if you want to do some short term trading and maybe day trading intraday for a very short time, or let's say suppose if you want to scalp futures, this is something which can actually help you. The moment you see the delta crossing zero line, it is bullish. And if I go back, let's say suppose every time you see this instance for short term trading, you will find that that will be a good opportunity. So let's say suppose right here, It is all in buy. Let's see, this buy came at what price? Right here. So if you would have bought here again, the moment we saw the crossover, if you would have bought here, what has happened? Like, for example, if you are a trader, you have bought Reliance, understanding on 7th October that Reliance is trading around 2585, 2590. Buy Reliance here as long as your volume delta is above zero line. Can you see the volume delta is above zero line? It is continuously trading above zero line. Continuously trading above zero line. Continuously above zero line. It is still above zero line. And it is up, 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 up till here. This is where you will look to exit. This is where you will see the selling is coming. The delta is crossing on the lower side. Exit at 2659. So you took the entry at 2589. It has given you good 75 points on the higher side with the help of delta. So you can use this feature of volume delta on your charts. And this volume delta will help you to understand that, okay, this is the actual direction of the market that the markets can follow. And if you notice, right, the sell came again, you are a scalper, you want to take some short-term trade. So you sold here, understanding there is selling which is coming up. Selling is like going on. And as you can see, even from your chart, you can clearly make out that it can fall more. It is going down. Now, if it is going down, what will happen? Unless and until there is a buying, a reversal buying. So over here, only you will take up a new position, a fresh position on the buy side. Otherwise, you will remain in the sell mode. I hope like everybody is able to understand this concept of volume delta. Can we see how volume delta operated over a longer period of time also? Yes, you can see. Suppose if I make my chart like this is volume delta over a period of time. I hope like you can see this. On my chart, since 22nd of September, you can clearly see how volume delta is helping you. So a buying signal here, it's a good buying signal here, nearly at 2420. Good move, and exit signal came right here. Somewhere like this selling was coming at 2490. Again, a good buying volume with a good volume delta. It's a good buy move again. So this is how you can actually check like how the buying and selling is coming as far as the volume delta is concerned. I hope the query is resolved and you're able to understand the help of volume delta on charts. So if you apply volume delta, if you apply like in terms of how the setup is looking, the setup will definitely help you to trade better, to understand like whether this is a good move or this is not a good move. And simply like if you want to monitor very closely, always see like, look at this. I understand this will be a very, very good move. Reason being, look at the buying which is coming here. Good buying, huge buying as far as Reliance Industries. Again, I understand this is a good buying move. 72,000 shares being bought. So these are good understanding. Like it will increase your understanding. First of all, you are checking candle, you are checking volumes, you are checking the delta profile, and then you're taking your trade, you're placing your trade. So your trading activity will improve to a next level altogether. You will be able to understand charts better. You will be able to trade better. And that is the objective. Like as a trader, I think we all feel that if we can improve our trading style over a period of time, and we can like, let's say in market 50% probability is always there. So if I can increase my probability to maybe 70%, 80%, why not? So big trade will increase your probability to a next level altogether. You don't need to track any news. You don't need to track what is happening. The only point is if you're tracking your chart, if you're focused on your chart and you understand like what is happening on the chart, then you are good to go. And you understand that, yes, like this is the trade that I need to take. Because there are always few participants, those who might be having more information in comparison to what you have. And it will always happen. And there are big players, those who knew like they know in advance, like, okay, if this price is at 500 rupees, it is about to go to 700 rupees. They will start buying. You just need to follow the trend. You just need to understand that if bigger players are buying, if you sit in that bus, you will definitely, like, for example, if the river is flowing in one direction, And let's say suppose if you are let's say boating, if you boat in opposite direction, or if you are swimming in opposite direction, definitely it will become a hindrance for you and you will probably like fizzle out. But if you are actually swimming in the same direction, definitely you will make money. That is the idea here. So the good part with order flow is that you are trying to understand advanced technicals. You are trying to understand what the bigger players, the bigger boys, the FIIs, FPIs, or DIIs, what they are trying to do. And that is where like majority of the people will enter here at the top. But with the help of big trade, you will enter early. You understand that this buying is a continuous buying. This is a continuous buying which is happening on the system, and accordingly you will go ahead and buy on your system. And I hope like everybody is able to understand how these things are happening. Is it clear? I hope like all of you are clear with this basic understanding and concept. Okay, now let's move to a higher like in terms of another concept which is important with this particular setup. I call this as a trading setup because our trading setups are of prime importance. So as a trader, I always feel that if your setup is right, then your probability on like in terms of making money over a period of time will improve further, and you will be able to understand things better. So what I'm doing here, I am actually loading one of my setups. Like I will share the file with you, so you can also like see your charts in a same manner as I am showing it to you. So for example, let me like pull up any stock, or let's just suppose, let's say for example, let me just fix the chart here and load my template. Now, there is always an option to load your templates. I will share some of my templates so that all of you are able to load the templates as per the need that you have. So for example, let's say this is a sale chart. Now, what I can do on a sale chart, there is an option like if you right click on your Ninja Trader, the moment you right click on your Ninja Trader, you have the option to go to templates. So I'm loading my template. Like there are multiple templates which I have. And let's say I want to load one of my template, which is like Varun Agarwal market profile and volume profile. So if I want to like load market profile and volume profile, I will simply click here. This is a setup which is like again based on both market profile as well as volume profile. Now, if you see this chart has a lot of information, and I'm sure all of you are able to see something which is like a symmetrical structure, kind of a triangles that you can see on my chart. Now, what these triangles are telling me, or what these triangles are all about, that is something that you need to understand. There are a few terms which all of you need to understand and have a better clarity in terms of how things can happen. First is, can you see there is this one yellow line here, one yellow line again here, one yellow line here, these yellow lines. Now, what these lines are reflecting me. So suppose if I go to volume profile, I have clicked on volume profile here. And if you check like on the volume profile, I have this IB color. Now, what is IB? This is the yellow line. This IB is called as initial balance. What do we call it as? We call it as initial balance. Now, what is this initial balance? And like, how do we understand that? Yes, like this initial balance can actually help us. Now, I'm just helping you to understand some of the basic terms. So first is IB. Now, IB stands for initial balance. Now, when I say initial balance is nothing but it is like the first 1 hour trading which is happening on a stock. So usually like in the first 1 hour, there is you must see that there is always a volatility. So either the market is opening gap up or gap down, and then a lot of trading activity happens between 9:15 to 10:15. This is the first initial hour, and our initial hour, high and low, high and low is very important. So to understand charts better, we always focus on the initial balance, because first hour, high and low, is something that we need to understand. Now within this first hour, we call it as initial auction. So there is another word that we will be using that is called as initial auction. Now what is this initial auction all about? Normally what happens, like in the first hour, there is like auctioning process which is taking place. And I hope like you understand auctioning, like नीलामी होती है जैसे, उसी तरीके से क्या होता है कि मार्केट के अंदर एक auctioning process होता है. And again, this auctioning process is in the first 1 hour. With this auctioning process, we try to understand something, we call it as DPOC. DPOC stands for developing POC, point of control. Developing point of control. Now, this developing point of control is again important to me as a trader. Reason being because with the help of developing point of control, I try and understand where markets can move, how markets can move, and what is the course of like in terms of what will happen throughout the day. So whether the market will remain range bound, whether it will remain like it will give a breakout. So what action I can expect based on the initial auction, that is something which is important. And that is why we need to understand DPOC, because from the initial balance, initial auction, we will come to a conclusion that, okay, this is our developing point of control. So what happens, like once you are clear with developing point of control, we understand two more words. We call it as POC. POC is again simple, like it is point of control. And I will explain all these terms on chart live so that you don't have any problem. And then we have PPOC, which is prominent point of control, POC, right? Now, how these things actually help us to trade better. What we need to understand, usually like many participants, many things happens like within the first hour, and people like they understand, okay, this is something which is going on. And as per that, they actually like form their trades. So short-term traders, long-term traders, or like, for example, investors, whatever that is like, that is about to happen as far as the stock is concerned, it usually happens in the first 1 hour. And after that, we see that the trading activity continues. So the game keeps on going in terms of buying, selling throughout the day. It keeps happening. So let's go to chart and let me show you. So this initial balance is 1 hour activity, which I am highlighting in one, like in terms of yellow line. Another thing, like what is the representation that I will have? So this letter representation is minimum for 30 minutes. Now, when I say 30 minutes, it means for every 30 minutes, I will have one letter being plotted. Now, what is this letter? This letter is again based on my tick size. Now, for example, let's say as a trader, I want to take a tick size, which is like, for example, on a stock like SAIL, if I take a tick size of maybe 20, or maybe let's say because SAIL is a small stock, 124 rupees, I take a tick size of 10. Now, what does this tick size means? On National Stock Exchange, if I talk about the minimum tick is 5 paisa. So if I say 10 ticks, so NSE के ऊपर एक टिक कितने का है? 5 पैसे का है. So the minimum tick size is 5 paisa. So if I am referring to tick here, so what is the minimum tick? Minimum tick is 0.05 paisa on NSE. So if I say 10 ticks, what do I mean by 10 ticks? That is 0.05 paisa into 10. That is 50 paisa. So with every 50 paisa for the 30-minute movement, you will see one letter being plotted. So how these letters are being plotted, how these letters are like being reflected, that is something which we need to know. And Mr. Sanjay, it's not about intrinsic value. So there is no like this is not fundamental. So it's not about intrinsic value here. It is all about understanding like how these letters will be plotted here. So for example, if I have taken a time duration of 30, my presentation is letter and my tick level is 10. So क्या होगा कि पहले आधे घंटे में हर 50 पैसे की मूवमेंट पे So every 50 paisa movement will actually plot letter A. Can you see letter A here? इसका मतलब सेल के अंदर कितना मूवमेंट आई होगी? अगर मैं ये चार्ट देख रहा हूं यहाँ पे, so if I'm looking at this chart, in the first half an hour, I could see the movement of 1 rupee 50 paisa. I hope all of you are able to understand this. So letter A कैसे प्लॉट हुआ? 9:15 से लेके 9:45 में सेल के अंदर जो मूवमेंट आई थी लास्ट ट्रेडिंग सेशन के अंदर, वो कितनी आई थी? 116 रुपए के आसपास स्टॉक खुला, उसके बाद स्टॉक बढ़ते बढ़ते 118 रुपए तक गया, तो 116 से ऊपर खुला था थोड़ा सा, और 118 तक गया, तो एक बार क्या हुआ, उसने 10 टिक के हिसाब से 50-50 पैसे की 3 मूवमेंट दी, तो 3A जो आपको यहाँ पे दिख रहे हैं वो प्लॉट हो गए, लेटर ए लेटर ए लेटर ए। तो आधे घंटे के अंदर ये मूवमेंट आई है, 30 मिनट्स मूवमेंट। अगेन नेक्स्ट 30 मिनट्स we have seen 2 rupees movement. We can track easily 2 rupee movement. Letter B, letter B, letter B, letter B. I hope everybody can see this. इसका मतलब 2 रुपए की मूवमेंट यहाँ पे आई होगी। उसके अगले आधे घंटे में लेटर सी, लेटर सी, लेटर सी, तो क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे इस रेंज में घूम रहा है। Then in another half an hour, letter D, letter D, letter D, which means 1.5 rupees movement, because we have defined 10 ticks. I hope everybody is clear. If I make this tick lower, let's say if I make this as 5, can you see we will have more letters? Letter A, letter A, letter A, letter A, letter A, letter A, letter A. Reason being 5 ticks means 25 paisa. So if it is 25 paisa, can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, when I say 7, it clearly means 1 rupee 75 paisa movement that I have seen here. I hope everybody is clear. Is this clear, like how these letters are plotted? Also, I hope everybody is clear with this yellow line. Any doubt related to yellow line and letters? If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask here, because these are concepts which are very interesting, very fruitful, but you need to understand these concepts well. If you miss out something, it will become difficult for you to comprehend, like how these charts are happening, like, and what are the basic structure that we should know about this chart. I hope. Yes, yellow line is created from 9:15 to 10:15. So it is the first initial balance that we can see. Okay, I repeat, the initial balance is the first 1 hour. So this is the initial balance. पहले घंटे की जो एक्टिविटी है, first 1 hour activity, that is the yellow line. Another thing, these letters, ये letters कैसे print हो रहे हैं, तो मैं आपको थोड़ा सा simplify करके समझा देता हूँ. I think that will help everybody. Letters की printing कैसे हो रही है? Letters की printing हो रही है कि मैंने क्या किया, यहाँ पे 5 टिक डाल दिया. 5 टिक का मतलब क्या है? 25 पैसा. NSE के ऊपर अगर आप देखोगे तो 1 tick is 5 पैसा. So if 1 tick is 5 paisa, then 10 ticks is 50 paisa. If I take 5 ticks, that is 25 paisa. तो क्या होगा कि ये जो लेटर्स हैं, लेटर्स का टाइमिंग जो सबसे बेस्ट रहता है सिलेक्ट करने का, वो 30 मिनट्स रहता है. आपकी मर्जी, आप इसको 10 मिनट करना चाहते हो कर सकते हो. नॉर्मली आई प्रेफर कि आप 30 मिनट्स के चार्ट्स पे प्लॉट करिए. तो मैंने लेटर प्रिंटिंग का टाइम 30 मिनट ले लिया. अब पहले 30 मिनट्स के अंदर हर 25 पैसे के टिक पे, या 10 कर दिया था तो हर 50 पैसे के टिक पे एक लेटर प्रिंट होगा. तो यहाँ पे 3 लेटर प्रिंट हुए हैं, तो कितना मूवमेंट आई होगी? 1.5 रुपए की मूवमेंट आई होगी स्टॉक के अंदर. आई होप लाइक हरि प्रसाद आपको क्लैरिटी है, आशीष आपको क्लैरिटी है. आइए कि किस तरीके से लाइक दिस इज हैपनिंग. ओके, हाउ डू वी नो विच स्टॉक टू लुक? देखिए, ये जो आपका सवाल है बड़ा सब्जेक्टिव है. अब आप क्या होता है, एज अ ट्रेडर आप एक कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड ट्रेडिंग करना चाहते हैं. सो यू माइट बी लुकिंग एट निफ्टी, बैंक निफ्टी. जैसे मैं ट्रेडिंग करता हूँ तो मेरे को पता है कि मेरे ये 20-25 स्टॉक है जिसको मेरे को चेक करना है. उसके अलावा मैं निफ्टी, बैंक निफ्टी पे ट्रेड कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं उन पे फोकस करूंगा और उन्हीं को मैं देखूंगा. जैसे हमने पहले भी बताया था, दी फिल्ट्रेशन, दी स्कैनर इज नॉट पॉसिबल. रीजन बीइंग बिकॉज these are things which are very subjective, and you have to define your stock well in advance. It is not possible that everything will work like RSI or like MACD or like ultimate oscillator or like any XYZ stock. ये ऐसा नहीं है. Reason being RSI is same for all these stocks, index, commodity, etc. But these are advanced concepts. So in this, it is not possible that we can actually like scan it. Another thing, ये letter का significance क्या है? So what is the significance of these letters? This letter is actually helping me to understand that for first 30 minutes, what is the like where the trading activity is. For next 30 minutes, where the trading activity is taking place. Another 30 minutes, where is the trading activity is taking place. So I hope Varun Soni, you are able to understand this doubt in terms of किस तरीके से place हो रहा है. Another thing, like how do you monitor? Like आपको एक एक करके ही monitor करना पड़ेगा because ये minute detail है. इसीलिए हम यहाँ पे concentrated trading पे focus करते हैं. जब हम वॉल्यूम्स पे बात करते हैं, ट्रेडिंग की वॉल्यूम्स की बात करते हैं, देखते हैं, तो डेफिनेट सी बात है, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट बिग वॉल्यूम्स, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट बिग ट्रेड्स. एंड अल्टीमेटली क्या होता है कि आपको कुछ लिमिटेड स्टॉक्स पे ही काम करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज आप सब कुछ पूरा यूनिवर्स तो ट्रेड नहीं कर सकते. दूसरी बात ये होती है कि जब आपको एक तरीके से स्पेशलाइज ट्रेडिंग करनी होती है, सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इफ यू विल हैव मल्टीपल ट्रेड्स, आप कभी भी फोकस नहीं कर पाएंगे. सो ये जो लेटर की प्रिंटिंग हो रही है हर आधे घंटे में आपके सामने होती चली जा रही है. नाउ अब इसका कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है और ये किस तरीके से आपको मदद कर सकती है, वो एक तरीके से हमें जानना समझना जरूरी है. तो मैं थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे क्या कर रहा हूँ, डेटा सेटिंग्स में अपना जाके आपके लिए यहाँ पे 5 दिन की डेटा की जगह लोड कर रहा हूँ लास्ट में भी 45 डेज डेटा. अप्लाई किया मैंने, ओके किया. एक और चीज जो सबका सवाल है और बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग सवाल भी है कि सर हमारे को कैसे पता चलेगा लाइक इन टर्म्स ऑफ ये किस तरीके की मूवमेंट आने वाली है, कहां से आने वाली है, कैसे आने वाली है. तो ये देखिए चार्ट्स, अब आपको बड़ा क्लस्टर दिख रहा होगा, लेकिन मेरे को इन चार्ट्स के अंदर बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन दिख रही है. इट माइट साउंड लिटिल डिफिकल्ट बट आई एश्योर यू इन नेक्स्ट फ्यू मिनट्स आपको ये सारी क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी कि ये लेटर क्या है, ब्लॉक्स क्या है, ये स्ट्रक्चर क्या है. बट थोड़ी सी बेसिक टर्म्स पहले समझते हैं so that all of you can understand the structures better later on. And these terms are very very important because unless and until you understand these terms, like what is the structure of this chart, तब तक आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा. तो देखिएगा मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, थोड़ा सा अगेन वापसी चार्ट को बड़ा कर दिया, पीछे की तरफ थोड़ा सा लेके जा रहा हूँ आपको स्ट्रक्चर समझाने के लिए. सो वी रेफर टू समथिंग व्हिच वी कॉल इट एज डी स्ट्रक्चर. अब ये डी स्ट्रक्चर का मतलब क्या है वो भी आपको एक तरीके से देखना समझना जरूरी है. सो मान लीजिए सपोज मैं आपको चार्ट पे जैसे पीछे लेके जा रहा हूँ so that all of you can probably understand the charts better, आपको क्लैरिटी आए, आपको समझ में आएगा. ये देखिए ये चार्ट का स्ट्रक्चर देखिए. now if you look at this structure, मैंने यहाँ पे क्या किया, दोबारा से एक बार आपको दिखा देता हूँ. वॉल्यूम प्रोफाइल के अंदर थोड़ा सा लेटर्स हम एडजस्ट कर देते हैं. मे बी लेट्स टेक द टिक साइज एज 5. हमने लेटर ले लिया है, यहाँ पे ओके कर दिया है. ये देखिए यहाँ पे लेटर प्रिंटिंग हो रही है. अब ये जो लेटर प्रिंटिंग हो रही है इस लेटर को बोलते हैं TPO. व्हाट डू वी कॉल इट एज TPO. नाउ व्हाट इज TPO? TPO इज टाइम प्राइस अपॉर्चुनिटी. सो यहाँ पे मैं एक वर्ड यूज कर रहा हूँ which I call it as TPO. TPO stands for time price opportunity. TPO, that is time price opportunity, right? तो ये जो टाइम प्राइस अपॉर्चुनिटी है ये हमारे को क्या दिखा रही है, ये लेटर्स के थ्रू प्रिंटिंग हो रही है यहाँ पे टाइम प्राइस अपॉर्चुनिटी. इससे हमें समझ में आ रहा है कि किस तरीके से आप ये टाइम प्राइस अपॉर्चुनिटी के हिसाब से देख रहे हैं कि लेटर प्रिंटिंग होती है. और हर अलग अलग टाइम पे, जैसे ये देखिए ये पहले आधे घंटे की एक्टिविटी है, फिर ये अगले आधे घंटे की एक्टिविटी है, फिर ये उसके अगले आधे घंटे की एक्टिविटी है. तो ये जो स्ट्रक्चर बन रहा है अगर आप बहुत ध्यान से देखोगे स्ट्रक्चर को, दिस स्ट्रक्चर इज व्हाट वी कॉल इट एज अ डी स्ट्रक्चर. तो अगर आप सपोज आपने बड़े ध्यान से चेक किया, यहाँ पे इसको चेक किया, तो आप देखोगे ना, अगर आप इस स्ट्रक्चर को नोटिस करोगे, ये जो स्ट्रक्चर बन रहा है मेरे पास, ये स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, दिस इज अ डी स्ट्रक्चर. तो नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि अगर आप देखते हो नॉर्मली लाइक लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई ड्रॉ अ सिंपल डी हियर, हो क्या रहा है, इसको हम बोलते हैं डी स्ट्रक्चर्स. डी स्ट्रक्चर कुछ इस तरीके से दिखेंगे हमारे को. लेट्स से सपोज इफ आई मेक इट ऑन अ ड्राइंग, कुछ इस तरीके से मेरे को ये डी स्ट्रक्चर दिख रहा है, ठीक है। यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा है, यहाँ पे कुछ ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी हो रही है, और वो जो ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी हो रही है वो कुछ इस तरीके से चल रही है कि प्राइस जो है हमारा, प्राइस थोड़ा सा ऊपर नीचे ऊपर नीचे ऊपर नीचे ऊपर नीचे ऊपर नीचे कर रहा है। तो ये जो प्राइस इसके बीच में घूम रहा है, ये जो ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी एक तरीके से यहाँ पे हो रही है, हम इस ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी पे बड़े ध्यान से फोकस करके चलते हैं, देखते हैं कि ये ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी मुझे क्या बता रही है, किस तरीके से मार्केट का डायरेक्शन हो सकता है। ये ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी से जैसे ही इससे हम इंटरप्रेट करेंगे कि प्राइस यहां से ऊपर जाएगा या नीचे जाएगा। सो व्हाट वी विल कॉल दिस स्ट्रक्चर, हम इसको बोलेंगे दिस इज अ डी स्ट्रक्चर। क्या नाम देंगे हम इसको, डी स्ट्रक्चर। दिस इज कॉल्ड एज सिमेट्रिकल प्रोफाइल। इसको आप क्या बोलेंगे, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज सिमेट्रिकल प्रोफाइल। तो इस प्रोफाइल स्ट्रक्चर को, मार्केट प्रोफाइल स्ट्रक्चर को, तो ये जो पूरी चीज है, इस पूरी चीज को आप बोलते हो मार्केट प्रोफाइल, और मार्केट प्रोफाइल के अंदर आप इसको बोलते हैं सिमेट्रिकल प्रोफाइल। तो आप इसको क्या नाम देंगे, आप इसको सिमेट्रिकल प्रोफाइल का नाम देंगे। आई होप लाइक ऑल ऑफ यू आर गेटिंग एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ दिस। तो इसको आप सिमेट्रिकल प्रोफाइल के नाम से जानेंगे कि ये एक तरीके से डी स्ट्रक्चर में एक एक्टिविटी बन रही है, सिमेट्रिकल प्रोफाइल की एक्टिविटी बन रही है, और कुछ इस तरीके से आपको दिखेगी जैसे आपने मेरे लाइव चार्ट के ऊपर अभी देखा। तो अगर मैं लाइव चार्ट पे वापसी जाऊं तो ये देखिए, ये सिमेट्रिकल एक्टिविटी हो रही है कुछ यहाँ पे। अब ये सिमेट्रिकल एक्टिविटी हमारे को एक आइडिया देती है कि एक्चुअल में ट्रेंड क्या हो सकता है। नॉर्मली कई बार आप देखते हो कि इनिशियली क्या होता है कि प्राइस जो है, अगर पहले 1 घंटे के अंदर ये नीचे गया, ये लो लगा, फिर हाई लगा, और उसके बाद जब ये सी तक यहाँ घूम रहा है, तो आप देखोगे पूरा दिन प्राइस ना उसी प्राइस के बीच में घूमेगा, ज्यादा ऊपर नीचे नहीं करेगा। तो अगर कोई स्ट्रैंगल स्ट्रैडल, जो लोग ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग करते हैं, आज मतलब ओटीएम कॉल या ओटीएम पुट बेच देते हैं, तो नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि यहाँ पे आपके प्रीमियम खाने के चांसेस बढ़ जाते हैं। तो ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी क्या होने वाली है, द ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी विल रिमेन रेंज बाउंड थ्रू आउट द डे। इफ द फर्स्ट 1.5 hour is something like this, like A, B और फिर C बीच में घूम रहा है, इसका मतलब क्या है, that your trading activity will happen something like this during the day. And again, that is something which is very very important for us to understand कि मार्केट का एक तरीके से क्या डायरेक्शन में हमारा मूव एक तरीके से चलने वाला है, किस तरीके से मार्केट की एक्टिविटी आज के दिन में पूरे दिन में होगी। तो क्या मार्केट एक तरीके से साइडवेज मूव करेगी, या एक तरीके से ब्रेकआउट देगी, या कंसोलिडेशन में रहेगी, वो हमारे को इस पर्टिकुलर चीज से पता चल सकता है। हम आइडिया लगा सकते हैं कि मार्केट का ओवरऑल डायरेक्शन जो होगा क्या होगा, हमारी प्रोफाइल जो है, स्ट्रक्चर कैसे बनेगा। तो ये जितने भी बेल शेप कर्व आपके सामने बनते हैं, ये देखिए, ये सारी जो बेल शेप एक्टिविटी है, दिस बेल शेप एक्टिविटी इज सजेस्टिंग अस कि क्या स्ट्रक्चर रहेगा। इसमें एक और टर्म मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ जिसको मैं बोलता हूँ एक तरीके से इलोंगेटेड प्रोफाइल। इलोंगेटेड प्रोफाइल क्या होती है, आप देखिए इस तरीके के स्ट्रक्चर, ये डी स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, स्टॉक चढ़ता ही चला गया, ये डी स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, स्टॉक चढ़ रहा है, ऊपर की तरफ जा रहा है, और यहाँ पे कुछ लेटर्स आपके सिंगल सिंगल लेटर्स के प्रिंट्स आपको दिख रहे हैं, और ऊपर जाके एक तरीके से अगेन एक सिंगल लेटर प्रिंट दिख रहा है। ये क्या है, ये जो प्रोफाइल स्ट्रक्चर है, दिस प्रोफाइल स्ट्रक्चर इज वी कॉल इट एज इलोंगेटेड प्रोफाइल। क्या बोलते हैं आप इसको, इलोंगेटेड प्रोफाइल। तो ये नॉर्मल डी स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है। तो जो हम ये डी स्ट्रक्चर की बात कर रहे थे, देन देयर इज अ प्रोफाइल स्ट्रक्चर, वी कॉल इट एज elongated profile। ठीक है, तो elongated प्रोफाइल में क्या होगा, आपको सिंगल लेटर के प्रिंट दिखेंगे, और वो आपको सिंगल साइड पे दिखेगा कि किस तरीके से लाइक सिंगल लेटर्स आर बीइंग प्लेड आउट, और वो सिंगल लेटर जैसे आप यहाँ पे देख पा रहे हैं इस प्रोफाइल में आपको दिख रहा है, या आपको इस प्रोफाइल में दिख रहा है। ठीक है, या फिर अगर आप देखोगे लाइक जैसे हम बात कर रहे थे, इवन अ स्टॉक लाइक टाटा मोटर जो हम देख रहे थे, जब मॉर्निंग में हम लोग एक तरीके से सेशन स्टार्ट किया था, तो नॉर्मली आपको दिखेगा क्लियरली बड़ी बड़ी इलोंगेटेड प्रोफाइल में आपको सिंगल टीपीओ दिखते हैं। सिंगल टीपीओ का मतलब क्या है, सिंगल लेटर्स आपको एक तरीके से प्रोफाइल्स में दिख रहे हैं। तो आप अगर आप इस स्ट्रक्चर को देखेंगे, बट ध्यान से एक तरीके से नजर डालेंगे, आप देखिए कई लोगों को एक चीज दिखेगी यहाँ पे, जब मैं टाटा मोटर्स की बात करूंगा तो यहाँ पे लेटर नहीं दिख रहे आपको। डू यू नो वाई? क्यों? क्योंकि टाटा मोटर एक 500 रुपए का स्टॉक है और सेल 124 रुपए का स्टॉक है। सो व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, वी नीड टू चेंज अवर लेटर सेटिंग्स। हमारे को टिक साइज बढ़ाना पड़ेगा। तो जब 500 रुपए का स्टॉक होगा तो कम से कम उसमें मैं 50 पैसे की मूवमेंट को तो स्टडी करूंगा, और नहीं तो कम से कम मैं उसके अंदर 1 रुपए की जिस तरीके की स्ट्रक्चर बन रहा है 1 रुपए की मूवमेंट को स्टडी करूंगा। अगर मेरे को 1 रुपए की मूवमेंट स्टडी करनी है, कितने टिक्स चाहिए मेरे को? 20 टिक्स चाहिए। मैंने 20 टिक डाला, ओके किया। अब देखिए क्या आपको लेटर्स दिख रहे हैं सबको? तो ये जो स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं, ये स्ट्रक्चर क्या है? इलोंगेटेड स्ट्रक्चर है, बड़े बड़े टावर की तरह स्ट्रक्चर दिख रहे हैं, सिंगल लेटर। अब सर हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि आज ये स्टॉक गिरेगा? इज इट पॉसिबल कि सर हमें पता चलता कि ये हाई लगने वाला है, ये हाई लगने के बाद यहां से स्टॉक नीचे जा सकता है? द आंसर इज यस। आई रिपीट, द आंसर इज यस। यू कैन फिगर आउट कि किस तरीके से ये इलोंगेटेड प्रोफाइल के ऊपर ये हाई लग रहा है, जो ये हाई के बाद स्टॉक नीचे की तरफ वापसी रुक कर सकता है। ये हाई लग गया, लेटर ए, सिर्फ देखिए लेटर ए ने नीचे से 492 से प्रिंट होना चालू किया, ऊपर तक गया, यहां तक लेटर ए प्रिंट हुआ, हाई लगा 528.65 का। जब इस तरीके की मूवमेंट होती है तो ये मूवमेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। यहाँ पे 2 लेटर प्रिंट हुए हैं बाद में दिन में, लेकिन ये सिंगल लेटर प्रिंट है, इसको बोलते हैं, दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वी कॉल इट एज पुअर हाई। क्या बोला जाता है इसको? टर्म बोला जाता है पुअर हाई। नाउ पुअर हाईज आर यूजुअली 1 लेटर। जब भी आप कभी भी पुअर हाई देखेंगे, पुअर हाई विल ऑलवेज बी ऑफ 1 लेटर। नाउ व्हेन आई से 1 लेटर, 1 लेटर का मतलब क्या है कि आप सिंगल लेटर प्रिंट एक तरीके से पुअर हाई पे चेक कर पा रहे हैं। एंड व्हेन आई से कि ये सिंगल लेटर प्रिंट आपको पुअर हाई पे दिख रहा है, ये मेरे लिए एक तरीके से प्राइम इंपॉर्टेंस रखता है, क्योंकि ये जो लेटर मेरा बना टॉप पे, यहां से मेरे को क्या दिखता है कि ये एक तरीके का सिंगल लेटर प्रिंट है, पुअर हाई है। और नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि जब वो हाई बन के आपको दिख रहा है मार्केट के अंदर कि मार्केट क्या हुई है कि नीचे से चला हुआ, और फिर यहाँ पे आपके जाके एक तरीके से क्या हो रहा है कि वो बंद हो रहा है। दिस इज वेयर यू विल नो कि जब ऊपर से नीचे रिट्रेस होने लग जाता है कोई स्टॉक हाई लगा के, आपको इंस्टेंटली उस स्टॉक को, क्योंकि पहले आधे घंटे की एक्टिविटी हमारे को यहाँ पे दिख रही है, और अगर आपको दिख रहा है कि प्रोफाइल के अंदर इस तरीके का पुअर हाई लग रहा है और वहां से रिट्रेसमेंट आ रही है, इट इज बेटर कि आप उस स्टॉक से एक बार को, इसका मतलब रुझान जो है वो वापसी नीचे आएगा। तो ये आपका पहला इनिशियल जो फेज था, ये फेज से हमें समझ में आता है कि ये एक तरीके से हाई बन रहा है। नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि ऐसे में स्टॉक अपनी मिड लाइन को तो कम से कम अचीव करेगा ही करेगा। मिड लाइन को अचीव करेगा का मतलब क्या है? यहाँ पे एक और येलो लाइन आ रही है, कैन यू सी दिस लाइन? 510 पे एक और येलो लाइन है। नाउ व्हाट इज दिस येलो लाइन? दिस येलो लाइन इज मिड बैक लाइन। तो मैं यहाँ पे एक टर्म और थोड़ा सा जोड़ रहा हूँ, एंड अगेन जैसे जैसे हम आगे बढ़ते चले जाएंगे आपको ये सारी चीजें एक साथ इंटीग्रेट हो जाएंगी। तो बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल नहीं है, बहुत आसान है, बट थोड़ा सा लाइक इट विल टेक सम टाइम फॉर यू टू प्रॉबेबली सी दी चार्ट्स स्ट्रक्चर बेटर, और आपको थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा इन चीजों को समझने में। तो ये जो आपने देखा कि इलोंगेटेड प्रोफाइल बनती हैं, जैसे आप टाटा मोटर्स पे देख रहे हो, तो उसमें एक टर्म आती है, उस टर्म को मैं यहाँ पे इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूँ, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज हाफ बैक। दैट इज कॉल्ड एज हाफ बैक। वी ऑल्सो कॉल दिस एज मिड लाइन। तो इसका एक और नाम है मिड लाइन, हम लोग इसको मिड लाइन के नाम से भी जानते हैं। तो वो जो आप येलो लाइन मेरे उस सिस्टम पे देख रहे हो मिड लाइन है। मिड लाइन कैसे बनती है? हाई प्लस लो, इसको आप ब्रैकेट में रख लीजिए, डिवाइड बाय 2। तो वो एक सिंपल मिड लाइन का बेसिक फॉर्मूला है। तो हमने क्या किया यहाँ पे, हमने ये मिड लाइन जो देख रहे हो आप येलो वाली लाइन, ये लाइन मुझे सजेस्ट करती है कि कोई भी स्टॉक अगर ऊपर से रिट्रेस पुअर हाई बना रहा है तो नॉर्मली कम से कम वो अपनी मिड लाइन के नीचे तो जाएगा या टच करेगा उसको, और उसके बाद एक तरीके से हम आगे फ्यूचर कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन देखेंगे। तो ये मिड लाइन का कॉन्सेप्ट है। नाउ अब जरा सा मैं थोड़ा सा चार्ट पे इस तरीके से आ रहा हूँ, टिल हेयर, थोड़ा सा मैं इसको एक मिनट रुकिए, जूम करके आपको एक एक प्रोफाइल स्ट्रक्चर दिखाता हूँ, सो दैट ऑल ऑफ यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द प्रोफाइल स्ट्रक्चर्स बेटर। आप लोगों को जितना ज्यादा प्रोफाइल स्ट्रक्चर समझ में आएगा, देखोगे आप, और जितने ज्यादा चार्ट्स आप एक्सपीरियंस करेंगे, उतना ज्यादा क्लैरिटी आपको आएगी। ये देखिए, जैसे यहाँ पे सिंगल लेटर है, जब भी ये सिंगल लेटर बनेगा, लो बना, दिस इज अ लो विच वी कॉल इट एज अ पुअर लो। अच्छा, ये पुअर लो का मतलब क्या है? पुअर लो का मतलब ये है कि इसका मतलब यहाँ पे ये जो ऑक्शन चल रही है, ये लो जो है, ये लो सिर्फ एक फेक लो बनेगा। यहाँ पे मार्केट एक तरीके से अब दोबारा से शायद इतनी जल्दी नहीं आने वाली, भागने वाला है स्टॉक। और टेक्निकली क्या होगा कि ये जो लो लग गया, लो लगने के बाद अगर आप देखोगे दिन की एक्टिविटी जब स्टार्ट हुई तो ये आपकी बी एक्टिविटी है। ये एक्टिविटी के अंदर क्या हुआ है कि ऊपर जाने के बाद वापसी, जो पहले 1 घंटे का ये इनिशियल बैलेंस था, उसके बाद मार्केट वापसी आई, मिड लाइन को वापसी छुआ, 404 रुपए को वापसी टच किया। अगर आप यहाँ पे बाय करते, आई रिपीट, this is a poor low. After a poor low being formed, market went up. We can see the first initial 1 hour balance. It came down like in the letter B. We can clearly see it came and touched the B line, the midline. If you would have bought even at midline, then you understand that where the direction can be, the prices can move up. Reason being because there is a presence of poor low. So maybe at 10:15 you were clear, or maybe at yes, you were clear around 10:15, 10:14 that yes, like what I need to do. Do I need to buy or do I need to sell? So understanding that this is a poor low, if you buy, then your chances of success, then your probability of success will improve tremendously, and you will see that the prices will keep moving up. Another thing, can I filter this out better? Yes. So what I can do here with this profile structure, which I see with the poor low, I am actually plugging in, I am actually taking help of another indicator. So with MZ pack, I am adding big trade. So in this structure, I am actually adding a big trade. And the moment I add big trade here, let's say with minimum volume of, this is on cash. So let's say suppose if I take minimum 2 lakh shares, apply, and let me see if the mode is hybrid or not. If the mode is not hybrid, it will not show the buying quantity. So we need to see, it's very, very important for our calculation mode that the mode should be on hybrid. Hybrid here, apply, okay. Now with the market profile chart, I have added big trade. So if you see this chart, so with market profile, I also have a big trade chart and it is calculating. Now see my conviction. My conviction will improve tremendously. This is a poor low. Letters are getting formed. This is initial auction. Can you see the buying? 2,27,000 shares are being bought. So a single letter low TPO over here, which means this is a poor low. Good buying which is emerging here. So if you buy here, what will happen? Your chances of success will be very, very high. And you can clearly see that once the initial auction has happened, still at letter B, letter D, people are willing to buy. 2,93,000. So it is taking support at midline. If it is taking support at midline, it will fly more. It will go up more. And then every day will have a unique POC. What is a POC? Point of control. So we also call it as TPO POC. So time, price, opportunity, point of control. Why? There is good trading activity. Like once the stock price has gone up, good trading activity is taking place here. So where there are maximum letters, I repeat, wherever you will see the maximum letters, usually 8 to 10 letters that you will see. So where there are maximum letters that you will see, maybe 8, 9, 10. So over there you will see that there is a point of control. Over there you will find that there is a point of control. Like we can see over here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the maximum letters, like in this whole day chart, the maximum letters are at this point. So over there you can see this purple line. This purple line is point of control. So once we understand that it is taking support at the midline, buy here. If you buy here, your chances of success is very, very high. Another thing, if you have still not bought the stock, buy here at this price. If you buy here like above the point of control, again your chances will be very, very high. The stock price will just go up. And this is a very important consideration. So whenever you are looking to analyze a chart, this is something that we always focus on. This is something that we always look for, because these are basic things, but this basic concept can be really useful as far as trading is concerned. I'll show you like right here, few more examples. Like see here, poor high, selling, poor high, sell here. If you sell here, what will happen? It will definitely come back to midline. It came back to midline. There is good consolidation. This is POC. So on this POC again, what has happened? You can see the consolidation. This is a deformation here, which is happening. Consolidation. This is your point of control. Once it is starting, it starts crossing the point of control again right here. So this is our low. Once it is crossing the point of control again, buy here. And this gave you a confirmation. Good buying coming up. Again, from the low, it is touching the midline. That means this is a very, very good signal. The price will go up further. If you buy here or if you buy here, your chances of success will increase further. Your probability will be very, very high. And this is a cash stock. So I am using Tata Motors on cash, not on future. So if you see there is no underscore I, because there is no underscore I, so this is on cash. I hope like everybody is able to understand this and you're able to understand till here, because there are a lot of concepts that we will cover up, we will understand more and more. But what I'll do, like for the last 20 minutes, I think many people will have the doubts and they will have a lot of queries related to this. So what I'm doing, I'm opening this window for all of you to actually raise your hand and ask your queries, so that all of you can ask your queries and I can like resolve all your problems and queries, and probably you can have better understanding. And as I said, we have already clarified that you will get the recordings. So on your WhatsApp group that we have created, you will get the recording for the same, and recordings will be available. Plus, apart from that, people those who are facing problems in installation, all your problems will be rectified. We will ensure that each one of you gets the get the call, and your system is ready, and you can check like, yes, your data is working, charts are coming, and whatever that we have talked about today, that is like available to all of you. Now, kindly feel free to raise your hand and ask your queries related to like whatever that we have discussed so far, and any doubt that you have, or anything that you want to ask, just raise your hand and I will unmute you. I will give you the option to speak and you can like come up with your queries. Yes, any doubt, anyone, any query that you have, feel free to ask. I will love to answer it, like in terms of how this is being done, or anything that you are confused regarding letters, plotting, or the midline that we have talked about. Okay. Poor high and poor low. So there is one query from Sai Vignesh, like he's asking like, what is like poor high and poor low? So, okay. So the poor high and poor low is like, as I said, this is a single TPO activity, which is happening at like 397 rupees. We saw a single letter print. At a single letter print, we can see the big trade selling also. 2,23,000 shares are being sold. So if 2,23,000 shares are being sold, this is where some selling is happening. This is a poor high because this is a single letter low. We can also call it as a weak high. So what will happen? First, it will come down. Once it will come down, it will touch at least midline. So usually the prices retrace till midline. It will come back to the midline, and from midline, it is important that like whatever low that we have seen during the day, so it retouch the low, and from the low, it is again bouncing back. We saw the point of control POC. If it is jumping above the POC again, that means the buying was a solid buying. People are able to like relate to the buying, and like if you buy here or like even here, that means your chances of success will increase further. Okay, is it automatically, or it will show or we need to predict it? See, it is not automatic. As I said, like the moment you see a single letter print here and you see selling here, that means you can clearly figure out that yes, this particular stock can fall for short term. So this will actually help you to predict your trend better. This will actually help you to understand the direction better, in terms of in which direction you can take the trade and how you can figure out your trade. I hope that is clear. Okay. Okay. Now, how do we know what is our target or our stop loss? And again, this is something which is very, very important. Like as I mentioned, one thing is, whenever you see big buying which is coming up, always like you will find that most of the times the previous day POC. So for example, somebody saw this poor low. With this poor low, there is good buying which is coming up here. Price is even crossing the midline. So this previous day midline and your POC line, 366 rupees is purple line. This will act as support. So as long as, let's say, suppose for example, this is 361, sorry, 360.25. As long as the price is not going below, let's say, take 1 or 2 ticks below, or maybe 5 ticks below, as long as the price is not going below 360. So 360 should be my stop loss. Keep trailing. So if you keep trailing, what will happen? The price went up, it went up. It is like it is respecting these lines. Now, next day, what has happened again? This is your point of control. This is your midline. Next day, again, these lines are respected. Next day, again, if you see, this is the midline. What has happened? This is the point of control. Again, it is being respected. This midline and this point of control, this is being respected. Again, next day, it went up. This is the midline. This is your POC line. This is still being respected. So as long as this yellow line is not being crossed, you understand that the trend is still bullish, and keep trailing your stop loss. And you know, your like from the initial stop loss of 360, now ideally your stop loss should be 292.90. I hope like you're able to get an answer to your query in terms of how you can actually place your stop loss and how you can actually like keep going up, because see, sky is the limit. The stock might keep going up. So what we need to understand that we need to revise our stop losses, keep a trailing stop loss, and it can just keep flying. So target can be anything. So you don't need to like in terms of have a prerequisite pre mindset that ideally this should be the minimum target. Unless like if you want, you can like on a normal chart, you want to plot your targets on Fibonacci, definitely that will help. But it's better that if we keep like if we stick to stock in terms of a single stock that we are seeing here. So you need to keep trailing so that you can identify that these are the stocks, or this is the stock that can actually help you, and it can go with the trend. Another query that I have from Mukesh, sir, how do we to find out in which stock we should trade, as there is number of stocks on NSE. Please explain, like I'm new in the market. Okay, Mukesh, like I think it's a very genuine question that you have. So see, we always trade with the limited like universe of stock. So for example, let's say if I'm trading with limited scripts, what I understand over here that yes, like for example, Tata Motors, I traded some stocks, I bought some shares, I sold some shares. For example, let's say Trident, I'm holding a few shares. So you track your stocks and you keep a watch on them, and you always have like in terms of, okay, these are the list of stock. For example, Steel Authority of India, as I was showing you. So it is there on my system. I understand that okay, this is the stock which can actually help me, like whether it will go as per me or it will not go as per me. So I bought again, and the shares which I have bought recently, those are giving decent profit. Southwest, like I showed you the example for Southwest. So you always track limited stocks, and when you track limited stocks, then your chances of success increases. Like Reliance. So Reliance I trade regularly. I track Reliance regularly, so I understand the chart structure, and I understand. So I bought 1900 shares, I sold, and like made money in a simple way. So that's very important that you track limited stocks, put limited stocks on your radar, and then keep tracking them, keep an idea like in terms of what is happening on those stocks, and accordingly you can fine tune your positions, understand like in which direction that particular stock can move, and accordingly you can place your like trades. I hope like you're able to understand. Okay, your setup can be used in option. Yes, why not? The setup can also be applied in options. So if you want to like put option chart, future chart, currency chart, commodity chart, anything, the setup can be applied. Do you buy in cash, options, or futures? Everything. I buy in cash. Like I'm already showing you. This is cash. So these are all cash trades. So do you buy in cash? The answer is yes. Do I trade in options? The answer is yes. Do I trade in futures? Again, the answer is yes. I trade in futures as well. So that is also like another thing which is very important. So another thing is like aren't like stock options illiquid in India? It depends like on which stock you are trading. If you're trading on Reliance options, or if you're trading on Nifty options, Bank Nifty options, then like it's not illiquid. That is liquid. Another thing, how do we put options on Ninja? Okay, so for example, let's say if I go to True Data, on True Data website, there is something called as like over here support. In support, you need to go to knowledge base. Okay. Now in knowledge base, there is this symbol format. In symbol format, go to stock list and symbol format for True Data Velocity 2. When I click here, suppose I want options data. Okay. So this is NSE all options. I click here on 13 number, NSE all options. Click here. You will find the option data for all. Suppose now I want to trade on Bank Nifty. Suppose let's say as a trader, I want to trade on Bank Nifty. Right. Or let's say suppose, just give me 1 second. Let's take all NSE indices options. And let's say on Bank Nifty, I want to trade, for example, let's say 39,000 CE. So this is 39,000 CE for 21st of October option. Now, what I need to do, I need to, let's say, select this. I need to copy this. Let's say I copied this. You go back to your Ninja. Let's say suppose you go back to your Ninja Trader. And let's say suppose you don't want to, like, you want to keep your current chart. You want to add a new chart. There is an option called as plus here. So you will click plus here. So it will ask for a new chart. You will paste this here. So I have pasted this here. I like enter this, select tick replay, and let's say I want the like I want maybe let's say 1 minute data, no worries, for 5 days. I select NSE here, then okay. So what will happen? Like the chart will be loaded for 39,000 CE on Bank Nifty. That is the process. Like that is how you will put the chart for a particular, like for example, whichever stock that you want. Now, can you see like it, what it is doing? It is trying to plot for me a chart like on a specific template. Now, I don't want that chart on a specific template. The reason is like if I do it on a specific template, automatically like it will just load that template. Now, suppose as a trader, you don't want that specific template. You want that it should be on let's say suppose for example, it should be on your pre-existing on zero template. So what you can do, like when I open this chart over here, like I'm closing this here, you will click here, you will put here 39,000 C. Don't use default chart, define your chart. Suppose you want to use a box chart. So big trade box chart, that is a template that I have defined. I'm using, like say for example, NSE here. And let's suppose if I just want to pull up the chart first. So what will happen? It will pull up the chart as per the requirement that you have, and it will load the chart for you. Okay, so let me, this is like, it is taking a bit longer. Okay, I understand why it is taking a longer time. Just a second, I'll do that for you. So I'll load this Bank Nifty chart. Just a second, I have selected the wrong symbol, and just take the right symbol and it will load. See, so I hope like you are able to understand even the option chart can be loaded and the option data is coming. So this is a Bank Nifty option. Now what I need to do, I need to on the tick replay for the options. So like I'll go to my indicator, and in my indicator, I will on the tick replay for Bank Nifty. So just a second. This is Bank Nifty CE. Simply go to your data series, tick replay, apply, and let's see. Okay. Now, can you see like on a Bank Nifty chart, clearly like it has loaded the Bank Nifty chart. I have on the tick replay. It is showing me like the tick by tick data for Bank Nifty. And like if I go to my big trade as well, and if I define like the quantity is too much because this is Bank Nifty. Let's say I want to see minimum 100 lots. One lot of Bank Nifty is 25. So one lot is 25. If I do this, okay, and I hope like you can see even on the option chart, it is available. So I can see the good buying on coming on Bank Nifty. So if this is good buying coming on Bank Nifty, automatically the price will go up. And this is Bank Nifty chart right here. I hope like you are clear with your query, right? In terms of how you can see the Bank Nifty chart as well. So even on option charts, you can apply this. So it is not like impossible. And of course, like why not? You can combine it with the market profile. So go to indicator, and when you go to indicator, you want to add market profile. Not an issue at all. It will ask like, do you want to add? So you can always add your indicator. So I'm going to NT8. I want to, let's say, add volume profile, or let's say I want to add volume profile or market profile. Click over here on volume profile. Once you click here on volume profile, you can see the volume profile here. So I want to add this, like maybe just remove one. I want to add this, simply select TPO. So TPO means like you want to see the market profile chart, and this is session tick. So on Bank Nifty, I think minimum 10 ticks is something option price, which is 800 rupees. So minimum 10 tick you will take. You want to take a letter, 30 minutes, settings are same. Go ahead and apply it. And also just check like your calculation mode. So your calculation mode should be hybrid. Make hybrid. Your lot size is 25. Over here, apply. Okay. Right. Okay. So Rahul, coming to your query, like whether like it is safe to use parallels on Mac. It is absolutely safe. Like I'm using it for last 20 years, and I have not faced any issue whatsoever. So in last 20 years, like I'm a user of Mac since 2001, and I have done a lot of experiments. And in fact, like on my system, I'm using it since very long time. So there is no problem whatsoever. You can definitely use it and apply it. I think just like I'll increase the TPO settings once more, because I think this is something which is very important because of the big move on Bank Nifty. So maybe you can increase your TPO settings a bit more. Increase it and see this. So with market profile, the chart is available for Bank Nifty options. I hope like Sai, Vignesh, you are clear with your query. Yes, I have just taken like randomly. If you want to take 10 minutes, you can take that, sir. So Vijay sir, I just like, I have just taken it just to show, because the query was there from Sai Vignesh, like he wanted me to pull up option chart. Now I have taken 10 minutes. Like if you want to take 10 minutes, not an issue. You can take 10 minutes chart also. So I have taken a 10 minutes chart. You want to increase your maybe TPO size a bit more, because on Bank Nifty, the volatility is very high. So maybe you want to increase your TPO size to maybe 100, or in this case, like as the volatility is more, so you need to adjust your TPO size. So I have adjusted to 200 because of the big movement which is coming on Bank Nifty. Now, can you see the TPOs? I'll go back here. Now, if I'm trading options, I can clearly see the letters, right? And I can clearly see like what is happening, what is going on as far as the charts are concerned. This is a market profile chart. And clearly, like you can see the chart structures, the elongated profile, the single letter prints. So this is a poor high, as you can see even on the option. So even on the option front, you can decide whether there is buying coming, there is selling coming, what can happen, and accordingly, like you can define like yes, and you can see the number of lots for a particular strike price. Okay. Now, for example, as far as you're talking about sell volumes and buy volumes. So if I see this is a sell volume, this is sell. So if you see sell volumes, if you see buy volumes, you like in terms of look at this is a poor low, single letter low, a poor low. So even though there is some slight selling which is coming up, what we can understand that this is a poor low, market should rise again in spite of the poor low. So there is 105 lots, 109 lots, but we should understand that ideally this is a poor low and it will fly. So what the best way is to filter on your big trade, maybe define your quantity more. Let's say suppose if I make it as minimum 300 lots or 500 lots, it will make your job easy. You can clearly see there is buying coming up. So if you see buying which is happening on Bank Nifty, I think your trade was crystal clear that if you buy here, huge buying. If you buy here, can you see this the green is actually overshadowing whatever selling was coming here, and there is a presence of poor low. If you buy Bank Nifty options here around maybe let's say 400 to 450 plus, if you look at the structure also, and if you look at like what is happening as far as this Bank Nifty chart is concerned, you can clearly see like this structure was bullish, huge buying coming up, and after that this is like this is an important level that we see. So we can clearly see that this is our like important low 462 rupees. Once it is crossing that, we can clearly see that it is just going on a higher trajectory altogether. So your process becomes smooth. You understand, can you see there is no big selling which is happening. Small selling was there, but there is no big selling which is taking place. As long as there is no big selling which is taking place, then the option price has to go up. So whether it is option, whether it is stock, whether it is future, whether it is commodity, whether it is currency, it will not matter. And I hope like all of you are able to get the clarity and understanding that even on option charts, that is feasible and that is possible. Any other doubt, anyone? Feel free to raise your hand. If you have any doubt, any query, please like ask your query, ask your doubt. I will definitely like help you to understand this concept better. If not, like if there are no more queries for the day, then we will ensure that after this session immediately all your your system problems and installation problems are resolved, and we will help you out of the way to get your charts done and setup done. Can we use big trade on EOD charts? Yes, sir, you can use big trade on EOD chart. So right now, whatever that we are using, it is on EOD chart. Reason being because this is an EOD chart. Right now, there is no live market which is happening. So this is a EOD chart again. You mean daily? Yes, why not, sir? You can use it on daily also. That is also something which is like important. Okay, the midline will plot only after an hour. So suppose, for example, if you're waiting for a midline to be plotted, it will take some time because it will wait for a high or low. So it will start plotting, but after an hour, you will get an understanding that yes, like this is the midline. If you are using a time frame, whichever time frame that you are using, according to your high and low, the midline will give you more relevance. So we always prefer to the last day midline in comparison to the current day midline. Now, suppose for example, if you're looking to trade on a 10-minute chart and let's say first 1 hour activity is done, then you can use the intraday midline as well. So after 10:15, you can start using the midline and start taking your trades. I hope that clarifies the doubt, Sai, that you are having. Right. And Vijay sir, I hope your query is also resolved. So if you want, like you can change the time frame, sir, as per your requirement. We have all the like daily time frame, weekly time frame, monthly time frame. So as per the data, but normally when people trade options, I think most of the people, they will prefer a smaller time frame, because in options the price fluctuations are very high, and prices can like double, like from 400 the option doubled to 800 within a day. So that is one advantage that you can have with the help of big trade. Another query that I have from Ashish: if the midline will cross upward and will not come downwards, can we imagine that we can still go upward? Why not? So let's say suppose if it is crossing, tomorrow we will cover up value area high, value area low. And if value area high is getting crossed, we can still buy and we can still be bullish. So we will cover up more concepts, like more details tomorrow, that will actually help you to understand like how this value area low, value area high, this bell curve shape curve, and like how the value area is defined, what is the liquidity zone as far as value area is concerned, what are dominant traders, how do they take the control of the market. All these things will be covered up tomorrow, so we will definitely discuss them. Any other doubt, anyone? Any other query from any participant? I hope like everybody is clear. So Atul sir, can we look to conclude the session for the day?
Sure, Varun sir. Thank you so much, sir. It was really nice session and quite informative, even for me as well. I mean, going through all these concepts. Uh, Thank you all participants who have kind of joined in. I would request all those people who are still facing problems in getting getting this software set up. If you can just leave your numbers and names, we'll just track them down and we'll give you a call back immediately.
Right.
Right.
And
So
I think, sir, we also have a WhatsApp group, right, for all of them. So
right.
I think what is the better process if they can put up on the WhatsApp like their mobile number, and I think like, or probably they can just put up their query over there, and I think Dishant can immediately follow up, and we will keep resolving the query. So maybe in another 2-3 hours, all the queries can be resolved, and like all the issues can be taken up.
Very well, sir. Very well. I mean, yeah, definitely we can go ahead that way. So I see Varun Soni as one person who is facing problem. Guys, whoever is there, please make use of the WhatsApp group that you have. Please leave your comments over there, and we'll try and reach out to you guys immediately.
Right, and I think, sir, we will make that WhatsApp group public today. So I think the first session is over. Now the WhatsApp group will remain available for all the people. So all of you can post your queries. So instead of directly posting it to me, you can post it in the group, and we will immediately resolve the queries. And
Makes
any,
sense, sir.
yeah,
Right, perfectly fine. I think so the settings are changed, I believe. If you're not still not able to kind of do that thing, just allow 2-3 minutes time. Hopefully you will be having access very soon. Right, so yeah, I think you will be able to put up your comments over there in WhatsApp group. Please try and put out your comments over there. Right, Varun sir?
right, sir.
Thank you so much once again. Thanks to
Yeah,
all the
I think, sir,
participants.
yeah, just one last query. I think Ashish has shared a screenshot. So Ashish, आपको ये ऐसा इसलिए दिख रहा है because आपने एक सेटिंग नहीं करी है. मैंने आपको बताया था कि आपको ये सिर्फ रेड रेड इसलिए दिख रहा है. आपको अपने सेटिंग्स में जाना है. देखिए मेरा चार्ट को बड़ा ध्यान से देखिएगा. आप क्या करना है आपको. You need to go to big trade setting. In big trade setting, you need to go down and you need to make it as hybrid. आपने ये हाइब्रिड नहीं किया है, इस वजह से आपका चार्ट सिर्फ रेड दिखा है. The moment you make it as hybrid, आपके चार्ट में रेड एंड ग्रीन दोनों दिखेंगे. That is one mistake that you are doing in your chart. And the moment you change it to hybrid, आप चेक करिए, चेक करके अभी करके देख लीजिए. हाइब्रिड को करिए, मोड को एंटर मारिए अपने चार्ट के ऊपर, इसको क्लोज करिएगा और आपके पास जो चार्ट लोड होगा उसके अंदर रेड और ग्रीन दोनों दिखेंगे. एंड यू कैन ट्राई इट आउट एंड यू विल नॉट फेस एनी इशू. लाइक वो जो आपको रेड दिख रहा है वो इसलिए इंडियन मार्केट के अंदर ये कैलकुलेशन मोड हाइब्रिड होना मैंडेटरी है, बहुत जरूरी है. I hope like that gives you the resolution to the problem that you are facing. And everybody, please ensure कि आपका calculation mode hybrid में हो. One more thing, like जिससे कि ज्यादा लोगों को दिक्कत ना हो, before like we end the session, आप क्या कर सकते हैं अपने चार्ट के टेम्पलेट को, एक बार आपका टेम्पलेट सेट हो गया, so you can always go to template, save as. So save your template with your name or whatever that you want to define. So in that way, next time whenever you load the chart, you don't have to do all the settings again. Simply load that particular template and automatically all the settings will come. In that way, you will save a lot of time. Another thing, when you close Ninja, never close Ninja by chart. So you will never close Ninja from here, close. If I close here, all my settings will go. What I need to do, I need to go to control center, from control center, use this option close. When I click over here, close, it will ask, do you want to save your workspace? I will click yes. So what will happen in that way, I will not lose out on my settings. And I hope like everybody is able to understand this. Okay. So thank you so much, Atul sir. Thank you so much, participants. I hope like you really enjoyed the first session on Big Trade and you are able to learn many new things. I will eagerly seek your feedback on the session, and I'm sure like just post your honest feedback. I hope like all of you liked the session, enjoyed the session, and I hope like it has given you new learnings. In fact, next tomorrow you will find that even on your system you will be able to see the chart. So your learning will go to the next level altogether, and we will cover up more concepts. We will try to understand the details better. Thanks a lot for participating and joining today. Have a great day. Thank you so much, sir.